He's not a folder. Ooh. Hey. Hi, and welcome to Boston C17 second annual live draft coverage. I'm joined by the Laker fan Benjamin Snyder and the Bulls fan Holden Hart. First of all, I promised the person I'd do this. Shout out to Oliver. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Oliver. Second, we're going to get started with our mock drafts. So if you guys look at Twitter, the first 5 are already predicted, but we're still going to go by what we predicted, what was going to happen before Adrian Wojnarowski reported. And just an FYI, if you guys have a question or comment or concern, don't be afraid to comment. We'll stop what we're saying to help answer your question. We'll be here all night to give you live reactions, everything you could ask for. All right. So, someone comment something. It looks like someone.
Yeah, we have a comment from Exploding Pedal that says, "You're late."
Thank you. I'm well aware, but thank you. All right. So, mock draft. I'll go first. Shocker of the year. I'm going to take Zion Williamson from Pelicans. Just a little background on him. He's still only 18 years old as of this draft. As of right now, he put up 22 points per game last year, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks basically. Shot 68% from the field. Still impressive. So I have ceiling and floor for every single prospect. His ceiling, you've heard it from everyone, is LeBron, obviously. And his floor, I don't see him becoming a bust of no production, but I think his floor is a bigger version of Andrew Wiggins. Because he's very athletic.
Andrew Wiggins.
He is very athletic, but there is some that he could be a bust because he isn't the best 3-point shooter. He shot 33% last year and also 64 from free throw, which is kind of like LeBron. But I have Zion going number 1 and being the new face of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yep, Zion at number 1. There's not much to say about him that hasn't already been said. Super athletic, getting comparisons with LeBron and Barkley. One player he reminds me of that I haven't heard much about, and keep in mind, much more talented, is Julius Randle, just with his combination of energy and build for a big man that is pretty unique. But with him, he's also got great vision and a jump shot that's better, not the best, but better than Randall. And he's faster. So I don't see him being a bust at all. But yeah, there's not much more to say.
Put in the donation at the bottom. I'll think my description's there.
Put in the, what do you mean?
Is my description down there? Yeah, no, it's not. Can you put just the donation thing?
Just like in the chat?
Yeah, just put Christina Rainbow.
Thanks for the shout out, Andrew.
What did you say?
He said Lakers. Venmo. Damn, bro.
We'll be with you.
Okay. I also have Zion Williamson going number 1 in the draft. And I think it'll be extremely interesting to see how he will pair with Drew Holiday and the rest of the young core that they got from the Lakers. Because you have a lot of young players who each have their own unique styles of play. Some of them are more ball hungry, some of them are not, and it'll be interesting to see how Zion fits into that system in their rookie year. Will he need to develop a jump shot in order to be a rookie of the year contender? I don't know.
That's one thing. The Pelicans, they don't have a lot of shooting because they basically got the Lakers core, and the Lakers did not have any shooting. Ingram and Lonzo are not going to help with that. So it'll be interesting to see if he can develop that.
Later on in this little stream, we'll give our reactions to the Conley trade and the Anthony Davis trade. Maybe some of these trades if we have time. I see a comment. I think it's Andrew.
Andrew said Cam Reddish at 4, Blue Devil Pelican duo. So interesting thing about that is the Pelicans don't have the number 4 pick in the draft anymore.
Yes, they traded that to the Atlanta Hawks for a bunch of other picks and a salary dump. So the Hawks will be taking number 4, and it will not be Cam Reddish. But there is a good chance Cam Reddish is still available at number 8. So he still could team up with Zion, but not as of now. So next up, we got another obvious one that's been said already, and everyone knew since the lottery was over. Number 2 pick, I have Ja Morant. I am a huge fan of Ja Morant's game. He's a very good passer. He's just a baller. In short, I have this comparison being a Russell Westbrook / Rajon Rondo, for the fact that he's an amazing passer. I said Rondo in his prime, not current Rondo. And I have his floor being like a Dennis Schroeder, like someone who everyone thought was going to be good and just turned out to be a solid point guard. I don't see him falling off the map pretty soon, but I feel like his worst case scenario, he's just a solid like Ricky Rubio type of point guard.
The only hurdle I could possibly see for Morant is his build, because he's got good height, but he does have a slim frame. I like the comp to Westbrook, super athletic, and everyone talks about his scoring and explosiveness. He led the country in assists by 4 assists. Like, it was him, and then the next person was way down there. So, great passer. I think he'll fit well with the Grizzlies, especially, they traded Conley to get him, so they obviously are going to take him there.
So I also have Ja Morant going second, but I have problems with Ja Morant. I don't see him as the amazing prospect that other people do. Sure, he led the NCAA in assists, but he also led the NCAA in turnovers in a really bad conference. Remember that. His strength of schedule was negative, and he's the only player that came from a team with a strength of schedule that was negative, projected to go in the first round. So he's extremely lazy on defense. He plays flat-footed because within the system at Murray State, it was just be an offensive player, don't play defense. And for a Grizzlies team who is founded upon a grit and grind system of hustling for balls and playing good lockdown defense, will Ja Morant fit into that? I don't know. Unless the Grizzlies are going for a new look.
I think the Grizzlies aren't going for a new look because they traded Conley, and that was the last of that grit and grind. And they said they're now fast-paced. Jaren Jackson and Ja Morant, that's going to be a very powerful duo in the West for years to come. Again, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. We'll answer as fast as we can.
Shout out to Cloud Imperial 9. Go Bulls.
Hey, Garrett. That's Garrett.
Oh, it's Garrett. Hey, Garrett. So you want to do number 3?
Yeah. Number 3, there was some controversy recently about the Knicks holding some last-minute workouts for Darius Garland and Kobe White. But everyone knew in the end they were going to pick RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is very, very underrated in this draft. I'll get to that later. But he is overshadowed by his teammate, Zion Williamson. And coming into this year, he was supposed to be the number 1 pick. But Zion just went out of his mind, and Ja Morant came out of nowhere and put up amazing numbers. But I think RJ Barrett is perfect for the Knicks if the Knicks don't nick it and they build around like an actual team should. Add a solid free agent. You're not getting max free agent. You'll get to that later. You're not getting him. I'm telling you right now, if you're a Knicks fan, you're not getting him. It's coming from me. But you got to build. You have a Dennis Smith, Kevin Knox, RJ Barrett backcourt. That's fine. You could build. It's not going to happen now, but in like 5 years, that could be a very solid foundation. In the front court, you'll figure out later. But right now, RJ Barrett is the pick. He's going to be amazing. The Knicks just need to surround him with quality players and not have him pull Kevin Knox last year and have like a bunch of rookies and make Kevin Knox suck, honestly.
Yeah, definitely taking RJ Barrett. I do kind of fear that exact thing, is that they will, as you say, nick it, and because they're all young. Like, the Knicks, they don't have a proven veteran that's like good in on their roster. So like, I'm afraid we'll get another tanking season, and then Barrett will get overshadowed. But he's exactly what they need to draft, because he has, I think, the most star potential out of anyone left after the first 2 picks. He's just all around wing that that they need.
Yeah, I agree. The Knicks with the third pick have drafted someone that they can run their offense through. That right? They had Dennis Smith Jr. and they tried that this year and it didn't necessarily work. And now they're drafting RJ Barrett, who's known in Duke for playing a bit of hero ball, not always passing. So I feel like if the Knicks had drafted their guy for the future, if he's not a bust.
So just an update, the NBA draft should be starting in a couple minutes, or the Pelicans will be on the clock. We'll interrupt us talking to play it on the TV. You guys can hear it, so they can have their moment. But yeah, next is where people, because everyone says it's the top three heavy drafts, which understandably so. So this is where people debate, where some people thought can go number 5, could end up going number 17. And all that can happen. So I have DeAndre Hunter. I made this 2 weeks ago when the Lakers still had the pick. I had him going to the Lakers then. And then I had him still going to the Pelicans. And now I have him going to the Hawks because he is, according to all these people, he's the best defender in this draft. I have him compared to Robert Covington, who is very underrated in this league. He is a very good three-point shooter, and he is also a tremendous defender as well. If I had to pick like an area of growth, it'd be like his scoring a little bit. People have questioned his scoring. That's why he's so low. His defense is incredible. And worst case scenario, he turns out to be like a Mo Harkless, whose defense is good, but he'll give you an occasional 20, like twice a year. And then, but like I have his
we have the first pick.
No, it's just
kidding.
It's just Silver's going to announce that the draft is starting.
LOL.
And then I have his ceiling being someone like Chris Middleton. That's not true. I already said Robert Covington. So that's who I have it'd now be the Hawks ticking at number 4.
Yeah. So originally when the Pelicans had this pick, I had Jarrett Culver going here. But we now know that the Hawks, that's the reason they traded up to 4, is they wanted DeAndre Hunter. And that makes sense. I mean, he could play the 3, even though he's probably more of a stretch 4. He could play the 3 alongside Collins and Young, and he's proven. So the Hawks, as one of the lottery teams who are more on the surge, more on the rise, I think they could use someone who's already kind of proven himself. You know, he's a sophomore coming out, unlike a lot of these freshmen. And he's just a solid 3-and-D stretch 4, so it's going to help him out a lot.
So this is the perfect pick for the Hawks. DeAndre Hunter's big thing is he can play defense at any position, 1 through 5. He's amazing in the pick and pop, but his weaknesses were that he couldn't create offense. He's not someone you can run an offense through. And now he doesn't have to on the Hawks. He has an amazing point guard with Trae Young to run the pick and pop, double screen, lob to John Collins. It's perfect. I couldn't see a better situation for DeAndre
Thank
Hunter.
you to why you should sub to me for subscribing to me. I think you commented hi, but hi. If you guys, again, you're new, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will be able to answer. And just a warning, so you don't ask now. We are going to talk about free agency later. So if you have a free agency question, just wait until it happens. So number 5, the Cavs have the pick 4 now. And from what I'm hearing is the Cavs are trying to trade it. And Minnesota, Chicago, and Boston are in talks for it. But as of right now, it belongs to the Cavs. And I have them taking Jarrett Culver because silly me assumed they already had a point guard for the future. And turns out from reports they're planning on taking Darius Garland either for themselves or they're trading the pick so someone else can take him. But I have Culver because I have a ceiling being like a Chris Middleton. His shooting right now is quite atrocious, actually. He shot 46% from the field, which is pretty decent, but he shot 30% from 3. And Minnesota, by the way, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, Minnesota is engaging in a lot of trade talks. They just acquired from Phoenix. And I've also heard rumors that they have been trying to unload Wiggins' contract. So I wonder if they're packaging Wiggins' contract in the number 6 pick, probably just like for a future pick, because they don't want Wiggins' contract in their books anymore. So yeah, that's a development happening. But I have Jarrett Culver going to the Cavs. I had Jarrett Culver going to the Cavs in number 5.
I had DeAndre Hunt. I had DeAndre Hunter originally going to the Cavs at 5. I just think he would have been a good fit for them in terms of just what position they needed. But so we know now they're probably taking Darius Garland, and unless they move the pick, which is still a real possibility. Garland, he's been talked about a lot more recently. He's like you said, he's gotten conversations at 3 with the Knicks. His stock is definitely on the rise. So while they have Sexton, and I don't think it's a great move to take him when you have Sexton. I think it's fair to let Sexton get a little bit more time. But Sexton's not proving himself to be a franchise type player yet. I mean, even though he's been all right. So if they feel that high on him, it sort of makes sense. But honestly, my prediction is that they find a trade partner for this pick.
For the Cavs.
Yeah, Cavs at 5.
Yeah. So okay, someone's crowd surfing.
The pick is in, by the way. We'll tune into it when it happens. It's not going to be a shocker, but just the pick is in.
The pick
First
is in.
pick.
Yes. So just give your thing for there.
So the Cavs taking Darius Garland. I think it's interesting if you wanted to have a backcourt of sort of a Chris Paul, Harden-esque, where you have 2 people who can run point guard, or even something like the Bucks are doing, where you have Eric Bledsoe and Malcolm Brogdon sort of playing off of each other. If you wanted to try to do that with Garland and Sexton, you could. Sexton really turned up his game at the end of last year. He got his 3-pointers way up, his 3-point percentage, but it would make a lot more sense for the Cavs to take Jarrett Culver if they keep this pick.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Thank you for saying that. So yeah, there's that. I don't really want to get started with the other one because it says the pick is in. I don't want to interrupt one of us. So if you have a question, now is the perfect time to ask about anything really, basketball related, please.
Basketball, please.
Thank you for 7 people watching. That's like 7 more than last year. So
Shout out to you guys. So I think something that's interesting here is Andrew mentioned earlier Cam Reddish at 4. There was a point during the college basketball season where that wasn't that far out of the question. Cam Reddish, when he's playing with his confidence, is a top 3 player in this draft. It's when he's not playing at his best, when he falls flat.
well, the people have been saying he could go higher, but he played next to Zion and RJ Barrett, who took every single shot. So his 3-point percentage this year was awful. But he's a very good 3-point shooter. Before all this, he was an amazing 3-point shooter. I think he's going to the Pelicans at 8. And I think he could still be a top 5 player in the draft, honestly. And like 5 years from now, we'll look back at, wow, why didn't the Cavs take him? Why didn't the Suns take him? Well, the Suns traded him. The Timberwolves traded him. Like, I could see it happening with him.
Go ahead.
I have questions about
The Pelicans pick is in. They're kind of showing it. Silver maybe coming out any second. For the moment, everyone's been waiting for the past couple weeks.
Pelicans fans are very excited.
It's good for the Pelicans fans. We'll get to this after. Silver is at the podium. He's at the podium.
It's not working.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
So Zion Williamson is officially a Pelican. We'll get to the AD trade later, but I have a quick question. Do you guys see Zion being a franchise cornerstone?
Yes.
I really want him to be. It's gonna rely on him to shy away from the highlight plays, right? There are a lot of times during his college basketball career where he'd like jump at steals and leave his defense out to dry. But if he can up his defensive discipline, he could be the future of the NBA.
Well, the thing with that is he's coachable, though. He's really coachable, so I'm not worried about that.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to continue with our mock draft. We left off at 5 in the Cavs. So 6, I had it being the Suns, but now it's the Timberwolves who are apparently trying to trade it. But I think this can still work for the Timberwolves as well because Jeff Teague is declining. So I have him taking Darius Garland, who I really, really, really want the Celtics to take if they trade up to 5. We'll get more on that later. But I think I'm a fan of John Morant, but I think Darius Garland is probably to be the best point guard from this draft because no one's talking about him and he's this low because he only played 4 games due to injury. Before that, he was supposed to be the best point guard in the draft. And then John Morant came out of nowhere and then he got hurt. So then John Morant went up and he went down. So I have him filling in. So, like, if theoretically they keep the pick and they have a Garland, Wiggins, Towns core, that's fine. Maybe you're not going to compete next year. Maybe you're not going to compete the year after. You have Wiggins on a huge contract. You have Towns on a huge contract. You are going to have Garland for at least 7 years. That's a core. You got to build some. You got to put a shooting guard next to them. You got to put a power forward next to them. But I think Darius Garland is the perfect fit, and everyone's been saying this, so I'll say this too. I have Darius Garland maybe be another Damian Lillard at the best.
Yeah, heard that. Sure. I have them taking Jarrett Culver at 6. It's a good fit as far as position, but in that they need a shooting guard. I don't think it's the best fit other than that. Just because his playing style, I could see him being a lot like Andrew Wiggins. But as of now, I see them keeping Teague. So I know that's a possibility that they might not and get Garland. But I see them keeping Teague for now. So they would need a shooting guard. I see Culver. I mean, he's great at creating his own shot in the mid range.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to work on definitely his 3-point shooting for sure, and also his handle. It's a little weak. He can create space, but he doesn't have very many complex moves right now.
I forgot to add that about Jarrett Culver too. I've been seeing that he's very good, but he's not good at making his own shot, which you kind of need to do in order to be a good team.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's what they'll do. I don't think it's the perfect fit because, like I said, he's a lot like Andrew Wiggins. Kind of reminds me of Evan Turner a little bit too, with the mid-range pull-up game.
That aspect of it, I can see that.
So, but I think because they would like a shooting guard, they will take him at 6.
Thank you, Matthew Davidson, for subscribing. Thank you.
Shout out Matt. So because Darius Garland is going to the Cavs, apparently, I also have the Timberwolves taking Jarrett Culver. And what I hope that Culver brings to the Timberwolves is that sense of drive, that sense of motivation that Jimmy Butler couldn't bring to that team. They need someone who can be like that spark of energy, and I hope that Jarrett Culver, coming from Texas Tech, a very energetic team, can bring that over to the Timberwolves.
The pick is in for the Grizzlies, by the way. They probably won't make it for another probably 2 minutes, so we'll have time. So
For the suspense.
I think we'll have another chance. So we left off with
The Bulls.
The Bulls at 7.
the Phoenix. So now we got the Chicago Bulls at
7.
And I will let the Bulls fan go first.
All right. So here's the thing. The Bulls, not only do we need defense, but at this stage in the draft at number 7, I was hoping to get a facilitator. That's not happening with Garland and Morant already off the table. A lot of mock drafts have the Bulls taking Kobe White. And while I love Kobe White as a player, I love his scoring abilities. I love how he's energetic. I'm not confident that he's going to fit with the Bulls. I don't think he's going to gel with the Bulls. Adam Silver is coming out.
2019 NBA Draft. The Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant from Murray State University.
John Morant is taken as the Memphis Grizzlies just recently traded away Mike Conley, so he will be the point guard of the future. Just real quick, off topic, I'm going to do this after every draft pick, ask a question about him. I saw it on talk shows and stuff today. Let's just say you're a neutral team. You're rebuilding. You don't have any needs at any positions. Who do you take, John Morant or RJ Barrett?
I take RJ Barrett.
I would take Morant.
Any
What's your-
explanation?
I mean, I don't think there's as much that makes Barrett special as what makes Morant special, to put it shortly.
Mhm.
Morant's just so explosive, and like I said with the facilitation, I mean, he was so far ahead of everybody in assists. Like, it's not even funny. He's like, which is exactly Russell Westbrook's game. You know, everybody talks about him as an explosive finisher and scorer, but he averaged a triple double for 2 straight seasons. So he's just that special, and if he can turn into a Westbrook, there's no way I'm not taking that. You know,
I think that if you take into account John Morant's turnovers, the fact that he's extremely undersized to play in the NBA, and RJ Barrett is the opposite of that. If RJ Barrett can get a coach where he can morph into an NBA ready player, RJ has the higher
Do you
ceiling.
think David Fizdale's that coach?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
Thank you, Andrew Hall, for subscribing to this channel as well. The support you guys are giving is very much appreciated. So we left off with you taking Kobe White. Maybe not. What were you saying?
The Bulls are probably going to take Kobe White, but I don't think that's. It's not my favorite pick.
But you have them taking Kobe
Yes.
White. Okay. How about you?
I also have him taking Kobe White. I just think his scoring ability is too good to pass up at this stage, like in terms of who's left. He's a great finisher, great slasher. Like you said, I don't think it's the perfect fit, but I also don't think Chris Dunn is a starting point guard on a playoff team.
Maybe.
So I think, I don't think he's their long-term solution, basically. So I would take a shot with Kobe White. I think he'll be fine for them.
Ojam said a triple double. My brother eats quadruple triples for breakfast.
Well, shout out to your brother.
And yes, I also have Kobe White going to the Bulls for the fact the GM literally came out and said Chris Dunn will not be our starting point guard going on. He'll be on the team, but we don't want our starting point guard. Garland will be gone. The Bulls might have a gut reaction to take him, but I can very well also see them taking a wing player just to have in case, because Otto Porter Jr.'s contract could come up next year. He has a player option, probably will accept it. In 2 years, he'll be gone, and they'll have a gaping hole at small forward. So maybe they take it now. I don't think Chandler Hutchinson is going to be the solution.
No, he's not.
So they could take someone who I want to board, maybe like a Cam Reddish, maybe. But I think that most likely they're going to take Kobe White, who I have. And I saw a lot of this actually looking it up. Is he's compared to Gilbert Arenas, who, if you know him, he's had a couple good moments in his career, and then he's had some terrible moments near the end. And I have his floor being Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight started off really good, a huge prospect, and recently he's just cap space, just moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the worst guy to have before.
So number 8, I've said this 20,000 times. It's the Pelicans now. I haven't taken Cam Reddish. We said it. We almost all agreed that Cam Reddish could be a top 5 talent in this draft, but his shooting and everything made him go so low. To be exact, he shot 33% from 3 last year and 35% from the field. 35% of the field is terrible. It is terrible. And it will definitely not cut in any league you're playing in. But he did shoot decent from the free throw line. But yeah, I have him going as a Joe Johnson as a ceiling. And the floor, I have a Stanley Johnson, who everyone thought was going to be pretty good. He turned out to be quite a bust. He's still young, but he's not anything of any potential. But I think Cam Reddish can cover at a decent role. I think his ceiling would probably be an all-star. He'll never be all-NBA, but his floor can also be maybe like a Stanley Johnson or just, I don't know. The next pick is in, by the way. We'll wait for Silver, and I think he's actually coming up.
Is he coming out now? Maybe.
Well, by the time you press on mute, then yeah.
Here we go.
Here he is.
Silver's coming out to announce the third pick in the draft.
With the third pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select RJ Barrett from Toronto and Duke University.
Would you look at that? The Knicks fans cheered a pick. That is
Yeah.
So a question about RJ Barrett is do you think he can make it with the Knicks?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you think that he can become a solid player on the Knicks?
Interrupt this real quick. Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that Cleveland is still discussing possible trades, including the 5th overall pick, and also separate deals to unload J.R. Smith's partially guaranteed contract. That will absorb a bad contract in the Cavs cap space for another first round. I've heard a floating around idea that they could trade J.R. Smith to like the Heat, because the Heat are an awful salary position right now. I think the 5th pick gets traded. I really think it gets traded, but
There's not much time.
2 picks away, so he's got to hurry up a little bit. Yeah. What I meant by that is, do you think New York will get to him? The big market, all the expectations that Knicks fans want to win every single game ever. They want max free agents. They want everything good. Do you think it gets to his head?
Well, Knicks fans need to have patience with RJ, just as you need to have patience with any rookie. You don't
know Knicks fans.
You don't draft LeBron James in his prime. You have to draft LeBron James and develop him. So I think that with time, and if you let RJ develop his game, sure, why couldn't he be the face of the NBA right alongside Zion Williamson?
I don't think it's as much the fans and the city that could be a problem for him. I think it's the team around him and the dysfunctional organization.
Shans of Yahoo is reporting that the Atlanta Hawks do intend on taking
DeAndre
Hunter with the 4th overall pick. We left off with me saying Cam Reddish.
So I also have Reddish at 8. He's got good size, an NBA ready build, but I have a lot of questions about him, like his finishing ability. His decision making is really poor, and he gets into a lot of foul trouble, and he's also really inefficient. I'm not high on Reddish. I think he could be a bust, but Pelicans will probably take him at 8.
I have a different pick. I have the Pelicans taking a chance and taking Jackson Hayes with the 8th overall pick. They're, especially with Julius Randle leaving, they're extremely weak in their front court. And I think someone who's athletic, energetic, and as exciting as Jackson Hayes can give them that spark in their front court.
Pick is in, by the way, for technically the Hawks, but the Lakers will be making the pick as far as the AD trade. It's very complicated. I'm not going to explain it.
This will go to the Hawks.
Oh, thank you, Andrew, for the shout out on Instagram, by the way. I don't know if I want to start doing it because it is going to be a pick producer. I think we can make it. So we have the top 8 people already done. The 9th pick, which is the Wizards, which is very interesting because as of right now, if you may not have heard, the Wizards don't have a general manager. And they're having an interim general manager take their picks for them, which can also be a really, really bad idea. Because when the new general manager comes in, they didn't pick that roster. So if they pick someone right now, the 9th pick that they hate, they'll look stupid for trading him in the first year. They'll be like, oh, why'd you guys pick him? They said Scott Brooks is kind of helping. So I haven't taken Brandon Clark from Gonzaga.
Interesting.
Who is, I saw on the jump earlier today, Jay Billis from ESPN said that he is the best shot blocking person in the draft.
For fact.
He is 6'9", but he is very good at shot blocking. And they have a bad front court. Sure, they could re-sign Bobby Portis, but Bobby Portis, he played good with them. He played pretty decent with them. Dwight Howard, he's on his decline. Brandon Clark is too small for a center, but I say Brandon Clark could replace Bobby. I think they should embrace this youth movement they're so hesitant to rebuild, but I really think they should. So I think Brandon Clark is the perfect pick for them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to though. So I have the Wizards taking Rui Hachimura at the 9th pick out of Gonzaga. He's like, if you haven't seen this guy play, he's really good. Like, I know that was really vague, but just you'll see what I mean. He's got great length, and he's such a good scorer. And they could use a small forward. So he's just unique. Out of the things I've seen from him, it's hard to describe him, but I just think he's just unique.
Elijah Aruda said the Hawks are looking good. They are. I think the Hawks
I
are in a
agree.
really good position right now. They're establishing this amazing young core.
Are they a
that will
playoff
be-
team?
I think they're in a fight for 8th seed. Nothing higher than 7.
I don't think next year they are,
You don't think?
but I think they'll be in a fight, but I don't think they'll get there.
Okay. So with my mock draft, I have the Wizards as a potential playoff team in the East, especially if John Wall can come back and just be a starting point guard behind or alongside Bradley Beal. And so I have the Wizards taking a chance on Cam Reddish. I think that if he's still on the board that late, why not take someone who could be a potential all-star? And they can try to deal with their front court or the rest of their front court in free agency.
I would say the pick is in, but it's on commercial, so I don't think it's going to happen for another 2 minutes. We can go for number 10. Number 10 is actually the Hawks this time. And I have them taking Jackson Hayes right here. Dwayne Dedman is a free agent that they do want to get back. And now that they acquired Solomon Hill, their cap space is taken a huge – they still have, I think it was about $22 million in cap space as of right now. So they need a front court. Even if they do re-sign him, they have Alex Len and then Dwayne Dedman, not really long-term solutions. Jackson Hayes is 6'11". He didn't attempt a three-pointer, which doesn't really work in today's NBA. Although there are some people. He averaged 2.2 blocks per game. He averaged 5 rebounds, 10 points. So he wasn't really anything crazy. I have him compared to Jarrett Allen being his ceiling and his floor being like a John Henson, who had a good run a little bit and now is struck with injuries and a huge contract, which no one wants anymore. So I have at number 10 the Hawks taking Jackson Hayes.
I also have them taking Jackson Hayes. He's a great finisher around the rim. I think he was like 2nd or something in the country in field goal percentage. He was up there.
Mhm.
And also a great rim protector, good height. The only questions are, like you said, he doesn't have the range of a modern center. But, there's a lot of centers out there like that. It's not a deal breaker. And also his slight frame.
I'm
But
going to cut you off because Adam Silver is here. No, he's not.
Los Angeles Lakers select DeAndre Hunter from the University of Virginia.
And so that's DeAndre Hunter being drafted by the Lakers but going to the Atlanta Hawks.
one thing this reminds me of, if I can just ask something real quick, is do you like that this guy has to put on a Lakers hat even though
It's
he's going
funny
to the
you
Hawks?
say that because a Celtics writer just said that is the most something they need to change. Because I get new league year doesn't start until whatever, but Adrian Wojnarowski reported this morning that they're all getting Rolexes, and they all get the hat, and they all say the Lakers select. It's ridiculous. Say who he's actually going to, because this is a moment you're going to remember. You're going to play for your kids. You're going to play for yourself when you're like 7 years old. You're like, oh, I played in the NBA. And they'll be like, whoa, you played for the Lakers? No, I had never put on their jersey once. Like, they need to change this. It's ridiculous. I get the cap rule and all that stuff. They're not going to deny the trade. It's not David Stern. They're not denying any trade. Just get it. Just give them.
Just give him a hat.
And barring a trade, Adrian Wojnarowski is saying the Cavaliers are focused on Vanderbilt guard Darius Garland with the number 5 pick. Please, I know you're not watching Danny Ainge. Please trade for Darius Garland. We need him. We need him so bad, dude. Oh,
He'd be a good fit.
Yeah, he could be exciting. It doesn't matter. He gets to play 20 MVP Lonzo Ball. I mean, hey.
All right,
So moving on in
we
the.
are now 11.
Well, I need to say my 10
I thought
pick
we finished.
for the Hawks.
My apologies.
Because I have Jackson Hayes already being taken by the Pelicans at 8, I have the Hawks taking Sekou Doumbouya, is maybe how you pronounce that.
Apologies if that's not how you pronounce it.
A large apology if that's not how you pronounce it. I think that the Hawks could use defense at this point in their young core. And I think that the best defender on the board that would be this late in the lottery is Doumbouya. He can score inside. He's got amazing switchability on defense. I think he could be solid off the bench.
All right, where to go with number 11, the Timberwolves? Well, it was the Timberwolves, now it's the Suns. Someone I didn't see in anyone's mock draft was I have him taking PJ Washington from Kentucky. He put up 15 and 7 in his lone season at Kentucky. He shot 52% from the field. I have him compared to like a Taj Gibson-ish kind of person, and coincidentally, Timberwolves are losing Taj Gibson in free agency this offseason. They have a glaring hole at power forward. But I forgot. Timberwolves are not taking his pick.
So who
Oh,
are
yeah.
the Suns taking?
The Suns. I didn't even catch that.
With the
Maybe
Suns-
Nasir Little. So they get rid of TJ Warren. Maybe they need another small forward.
That's why I've been
They just acquired Sarge. They don't need another power forward. So.
Exactly.
So maybe Nasir Little. But yeah, I did have the Timberwolves taking PJ Washington.
Well, this was before the Saric trade, but I had them taking Sekou Doumbouya,
Doumbouya.
however you pronounce his name,
That's it.
out of France. But yeah, they probably won't take him now that they have Saric. Who would they? I agree that they're probably going to take someone like Little now. Maybe even PJ Washington. Too.
It's possible. And if Cam Reddish is still on the board, I see the Suns taking them. But in my mock draft, I have them taking Nasir Little. Just a really athletic guy that could be really fun to watch alongside Devin Booker.
Andrew said you're forgetting about the COD prospect CJ Chaffins. He's a top tier center in college basketball, potentially rookie of the year.
The 6'1" center.
All right, we're almost done with our mock draft. And yeah, so Shams from Athletic is reporting that the Cavs are going to take Darius Garland, which, by the way, doesn't mean they're not trading it. I just got the same notification twice. Doesn't mean they're not trading it. Just means they're taking him right now. They could trade it in 10 minutes. They could trade it at the end of no, they can't. They'll trade it. I think they'll trade it. I don't see why you want to pair 2 point guards who need the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Sexton is not a shooter. He can't play off ball. Neither is Garland. Garland needs the ball. He's a great ball handler.
It doesn't make sense to have both of them on your roster.
Could they possibly trade Sexton?
If you think that Garland's your first...
I don't know what his market would be.
They can roll out with the Phoenix Suns, what they did a couple years ago. They won't have 3, but when they had Isaiah Thomas scoring Dragic, Eric Bledsoe, they thought it would be the greatest thing. It was the worst thing they could have done. All 3 are no longer on the team anymore. I say maybe if they don't trade this pick, I think they go in next year, just try it, see what happens. If it's maybe even training camp, if it's just too much, they have to trade Sexton because the rookie can't get traded for another 6 months from August. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the Cavaliers aren't expected to do anything.
Yeah.
Colin Sexton is saying on a Yahoo live stream right now that he and Darius Garland could be like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Remember, CJ McCollum was a point guard.
Did he come in the league as a point guard?
He was a point guard. He backed up Damian Lillard. He didn't really play that much, and they gave him a role as a shooting guard, and he took off. So maybe Sexton is right.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
I this is a Celtics stream, so I'm going to say this. I am wondering what the Celtics are going to do. They are not picking 3 people, especially not 4, because they have another second, and actually, Adam Silver's going to be speaking.
With the 5th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Darius Garland from Vanderbilt University.
There it is.
As I was saying, I don't know what the Celtics are going to do. They're not picking 4 people. And if they do, they're not going to be 4 on the road. They could pick 1 draft and stash. But I just at least trade it for a future pick because I don't know. I'm interested to see what the Celtics are doing. I don't know what they're doing anymore. Let's continue with our thing. Remember, did you finish yours this
Yes.
time? Okay. I'm at the Hornets.
Yes, the Hornets.
And the big question around Charlotte is Kemba Walker staying or going? They're preparing this offseason in both scenarios. If he leaves, are we going to be fine? If he stays, we still need to be good because we need to make sure you pick the right choice. I haven't taken Sekou Doumbouya, who is only 18 years old. He is still young. He was loved in France for a very long time.
So
Minnesota's on the clock right now, obviously, but they're still discussing more trades. So is there anyone really tempting on the clock? That,
for the Tim.
not for anybody. To trade with the Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves. So there's Jared Culver, Kobe White.
I mean, Garland was the only person really worth trading up for.
Maybe
Culver.
Yeah, because the Hawks at first, there were some reports that the Hawks, if they traded for the number 4 pick, that they would look at either Culver or Garland. And it's funny they ended up going with Hunter, but so he's a commodity.
All right. Who do you have? Oh, I was talking. Sekou Doumbouya. He didn't put up great numbers. He shot 20% from 3 this year, but I saw it before ESPN said it today, and they just helped me. He is kind of like a Pascal Siakam. He's someone no one's heard of, didn't really do that much. Everyone thinks he's going to be an energy guy, and then give him the right situation, which could be Charlotte. Because Marvin Williams is expiring next year. All these contracts, not all these, most of them are expiring, the big men. That gives them playing time. They can show Walker, we want to compete now, but we're also going to go young in case you do go. I don't want to do anything stupid. That's who I have with the Hornets.
I have the Hornets taking Goga Bitadze from the Republic of Georgia. He is a complete center. He has range, stretch 5. He's got good height. I don't have it right here, but I think he's at least 6'10".
I think around there.
The only thing is his athleticism is limited, but stretch 5, that's the modern NBA. So, and the Hornets, they don't really have someone like him right now. So, he could be a good complement to Walker, I think.
I have the same pick. I have the Hornets taking Goga. For the same reasons. I think if Walker stays, I think there's a potential for an amazing pick and pop duo. Maybe get some offense going.
Thank you, guys. There's been consistently at least 4 people watching, which it sounds stupid, but thank you for the support.
Shout out.
You guys can extend it out. Tell your friends, family, say, hey, these guys are pretty cool. Watch them.
We know what we're talking about.
And if you guys really like it and you're like, whoa, these guys are incredible, up above, Holden posted in the chat, our Venmo. Go Venmo. It goes to all 3 of us. If there's a good amount, if it's just like $5, that's dumb. So, yeah, we're about to be broke college boys. That would be very much appreciated. The pick is not happening for a little bit, so we're going to go 13 with Miami Heat, who have just recently lost to Dwayne Wade, so they need a late game scorer. They said they will rely on Dion Waiters, which he'll give you maybe 2 games. The rest, he'll throw up clunkers, double team, triple team, he'll still throw it up. So, on that note, I am taking a prospect who everyone says could be something that everyone has him low because they don't think he could. I have a ceiling being like a Lonnie Walker, who I don't think is going to be anything.
His ceiling?
Kevin Porter. 4.
Okay.
Kevin Porter is a great shooter. He shot 41% from 3, and in this league, you need to shoot. I don't think he's ever going to be a Dwayne Wade type of person, but I think he can be a solid shooting guard option. That's the one shocking pick I have, just the Heat reaching for him. but he could also be a very good prospect.
I have them taking Monsieur Little. Also, like you said, they're gonna need a scorer, and the biggest thing I like about Little is that he has an NBA ready build. He's his frame for a wing it's already there. So he can already finish.
Minnesota is selecting Jarrett Culver with the 6th pick in the NBA draft.
That makes sense.
Does make sense.
So they were talking a lot about trades happening in the top. Since this draft started, there's not been one trade. There's been talks, but nothing official.
So it's possible that something trades right after trading young rookies. Who knows?
The Celtics source, because there might be some Celtics fans watching, they said they're hearing stuff right now that there is no indications that the Celtics will be trading up, so they would probably be selecting at number 14. So continue.
I'm pretty much done.
Okay. This draft pick depends on the route that the Heat want to go in. If they want someone who's an established NBA player or NBA ready player, I would take Rui Hachimura. I just think that he can come into the league right now and put up solid, consistent points. And I feel like it's a very safe pick if that's the route that the Heat want to go.
And it's funny that you say that. Not that I disagree with you, but he's actually one of the youngest guys. If I remember here, if I remember correctly, he's only 17.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny that you say that he's the guy that's going to be NBA ready. But I kind of agree with you after seeing him play.
The scoring that he did at Gonzaga, I feel like that'll carry over very nicely into the NBA.
And it doesn't seem like Silver's coming out. I think they're showing right now Jarrett Culver, knowing that he is going to be. And Silver is about to come out. So technically, right now it's the Phoenix Suns selecting with the 6th pick.
With the 6th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jarrett Culver from Texas Tech University.
Just as a reminder, this is going to the Timberwolves as of now. Again, they still could trade it later on, but as of now, it just seems like he is bound to be a Timberwolf. So, last but not least, the Celtics with the 14th pick in the first round. I had them taking Brandon Clark at first, which
I think you already had Clark hired.
Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Bulls are looking at Kobe White right now. Okay. Yeah, I had him, and then I saw the news about everything, and I also read some mock drafts, and I've heard rumors that the Celtics are really interested in Tyler Hero. Yeah, so I think it's if they keep the pick, which they could potentially trade. I don't think they will. I'm fairly confident that Tyler Hero is going to be Boston Celtics.
So,
and the Bulls are going to select Kobe White with the 7th pick in the NBA draft.
It's going to be great.
Who do you have Boston taking?
I also have Tyler Hero. They are going to be losing Kyrie Irving. They're going to be losing Al Horford. They weren't a great shooting team last year. They're going to need some shooting, and that's exactly what Tyler Hero is going to bring. I'm going to go with Hero. So he's got a high release point, so he'll be able to get them off. He's not fast, but he has quick enough moves to create space if he needs to create his own shot. But I see him being mostly like a catch and shoot guy, like a Bellinelli sort of player. So at 14, that's especially how he fits with the Celtics, and also that there's been reports that's like I've seen him going to the Celtics in a lot of mock drafts, so that's why I have him at 14.
Mm-hmm. I have this. I feel like 14 is really high to take someone like Tyler Hero. So I have the Celtics taking a chance on Bol Bol. I feel like that would be really interesting because he scored. I have it here. He scored in his short 9-game stint with Oregon. He scored 20 some odd points per game. I'm pretty sure he averaged a double-double. He was a monster. He was amazing. If his shooting capabilities and his rebounding capabilities can carry over to the Celtics and work within Brad Stevens' system, that could be cool.
Adrian Wojnarowski is again reporting that the Bulls front office describes Kobe White as a perfect fit and they love him.
And they love him.
So, yeah, that is it with our NBA mock draft.
Clearly,
But we're not done with the draft quite yet because we have to go on to what every draft has, sleeper of the draft. I have an interesting one. I have RJ Barrett because
Explain
That's
yourself.
not how
RJ Barrett
Explain
works.
yourself.
RJ Barrett is going to be better than Zion Williamson.
You were just talking about Zion Williamson.
I know. I think RJ Barrett will be better than Zion Williamson. That's why I have him a sleeper because, like I said at the beginning when I was discussing him, he is the third pick. He was supposed to be the number 1 pick this year, but Zion and John Morant played out of their minds. I think RJ Barrett, I just love his potential. I really see him going in 10 years from now, he will be the best player from this draft.
What do you see in him? What do you see in his potential?
Everything. He's just all around, like they describe him as DeMar DeRozan, but he actually can shoot. Which, if DeMar DeRozan could do that, he could be an MVP candidate.
I've heard James Harden. Oh,
Yeah, I see James Harden in his ability to open up his shot and create a jump shot.
also getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your sleeper?
Who's your sleeper?
I have well before I say, because I know you probably or somebody we're going to be talking about Bol Bol. I'm high on Bol Bol, okay, but I don't feel like it's fair to call him a sleeper because people know his upside. Like people know that he could turn out to be like a Kristaps Porzingis, and people know that his risk is his thin, fragile legs and also his effort.
Thin, fragile legs.
So my sleeper is Romeo Langford. So if he can develop a 3-point shot, I think he's as good as any guard in this draft, outside of John Morant.
Got it. Clyde Bixby says, "Who's that hot guy in the red hat?"
Whoever you are, I love you.
So he's got great size for a shooting guard, and he can.
Oh, it's Eric. I love you, Eric.
He can create his own shot, much like I heard him compared to, I think, Nasir Little in his slashing abilities.
Mhm.
But so
And I'll let you finish right after Adam Silver announces the Bulls pick.
With the 7th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Kobe White from the University of North Carolina.
Okay, I forgot to ask questions about previous persons, but I'll ask now from now on. Is Kobe White the answer for the future point guard of the Chicago Bulls?
No, he's not the answer. Our answer will come in a later draft.
I don't think he's the answer.
He
Could be a starter.
if the Bulls are talking how they are, he'll come into the league starting over Chris Dunn. And that means the Bulls are right where they were last year with no defense and no facilitator to run the offense. It's give the ball to Zach LaVine and move.
So the Pelicans technically are on the clock next. We'll be interested to see what they do. We still have no draft trades as of when the draft truly started, which is quite interesting because they all said to expect a bunch of draft trades. So continue with your sleeper.
Romeo
Langford.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
So
thanks, Holden.
So I'll go. My sleepers will probably be taken in the second round. I think I have a couple guys listed here, but I'm a big fan of March Madness. It's my favorite time of the year. And so my sleeper is Carson Edwards. I think what he can do what he did in Purdue when he was playing that hot and with that much confidence, I don't know why people don't have him going in the first round. Like clearly professional scouts see something, but I see it if he can play to that upside, he could. Right, I see him as the next Gilbert Arenas.
Do you want to go on?
Well, so I have a couple other guys here. Shamori Pons, for sort of the same reasons. When he's playing confidently, he's an amazing player. And there's also some big men centers that are named with a lot of potential upside. Some of which are who's the big guy out of Arkansas? Gafford? Daniel Gafford?
Yeah, I think
He's a big athletic guy. Same with Naz Reid. His draft stock went up a bit as he worked out with a few of the teams. Yeah, those are my sleepers.
okay.
You are.
I'm looking around. Celtics have they said nothing is coming out of their camp, so it sounds like they're staying there. It sounds like they might be targeting a center, which as
Center
the way this is going, there's going to be quite a few options available. So next up, we have the bust. I have DeAndre Hunter, based on I kind of gave it a description of he is just a defender, and there's a good chance his offense just never pans out. And I'm not saying like bust. I mean, he won't be an all-star or even close to consideration. That's what I mean by bust. I don't think he'll be out of the league in like a couple of years, that kind of bust, but just like a fourth pick kind of, I don't see him being an all-star at all.
I have Cameron Reddish as my bust. Because like I said, he has trouble finishing. He's a poor decision maker, and he gets into foul trouble. If I can think in recent memory of someone that I might compare him to, he's not as good a defender, but Josh Jackson, in that his decision making is just not that great, especially on the offensive end. And you can't get consistent production out of him.
People always think he's done, but David Griffin's just adding on. So he's
Really?
they're in talks with people for the 8th pick. Little off topic while we wait. I thought he was actually.
Okay.
I might not be the only one, but I love what David Griffin's doing with this Pelicans team. He's bringing them back into relevancy to make it maybe they're going to be on, especially with Zion Williamson, they're going to be on TV a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bold prediction they'll probably be on next year more than the Celtics will. And the Celtics are a huge name. I think he's going to bring the Pelicans, the way he has future picks, the way he has picks this year, now he's trying to trade another pick this year for potentially more picks. He's building this team kind of like Danny Ainge built, kind of like the Raptors built, kind of like the Sixers built. He's just building through the draft. But different thing, Lonzo Ball is only 2 years in the league.
Mm-hmm.
People gave up on him. The Lakers gave up on him way too quick. Brandon Ingram is only 21.
Mm-hmm.
He's only 21, and hopefully those blood clots aren't real. Like I'm not like a huge issue. Hopefully he's back healthy. Josh Hart is a solid role player.
Love Josh Hart.
He is a solid role player, great bench person for them. Drew Holiday is the most underrated player in the league right now. He puts up 21 a game. No one talks about. He's never consideration for All-Star. Zion, everyone, if he's living up to hype, like I love what the Pelicans are building right now.
And that goes to show you how much those conflicts with LeBron in Cleveland shaped his perception. So I bought into the idea that he's not doing anything. Like LeBron wants him to make moves, and he's just a bum GM just sitting there doing nothing. But he's making this Pelicans team not only a show, but going to be a good team in the future.
With the 8th pick, they said New Orleans is going to pick Jackson Hayes.
Ooh.
Which
I know.
did I predict that?
No, I did.
He did.
I picked Reddish. Oh shoot! That means Cam Reddish is. I'm gonna put this out there. No way Cam Reddish gets past the Wizards. There's no way he gets past the Wizards.
Yeah, I
Wizards
agree.
need him. Yeah, I already got that.
Does that mean 9 correct picks in a row?
I am.
Damn.
I thought they would try to put Zion at 5 a lot because we know they want to run, and that would be a great small ball lineup because Zion can get up and down the floor quick. So I'm kind of surprised. But
And though he's shorter, he can still rebound like a center with his vertical. It's impressive.
So theoretically, right now, let's say the Pelicans just add role players just to fill up their roster. Their young core, their starting lineup right now, Lonzo, Drew Holiday, maybe Zion at the 3. I don't know if they'll put Zion at the 3. I think they'll probably play the 4, most likely.
you don't think Ingram?
I totally forgot they got Ingram. Ingram at the 3. I knew there was someone. Zion at the 4 and Jackson Hayes at the 5. That is, first of all,
That's such
really
a deadly young
Yeah.
core.
except for Holiday. Holiday's getting to the 30s, but still 29, still pretty young. But the other 4, that is young. So I kind of like this center pick because they need a center. I don't know. And Silver is actually going to make the announcement real quick of the Hawks pick.
With the 8th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Jackson Hayes from the University of Texas.
So there goes that. Me and Ben have said something about the Nolans. How do you feel about that?
About New Orleans. I have a question about the Pelicans. Obviously it's Anthony Davis, before all these trade things happen. Actually, that's a bad question.
How do you donate? Okay, Andrew, hold on. Yes, I donate. So up above, Holden put a Venmo. Venmo is an app you can download. It's basically, you put your credit card to that app, and then you send a donation through that to what I put above. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, I got one this one. Okay, continue.
Yeah. It's amazing. Waj just tweeted that David Griffin thinks that he has the most athletic front court in the NBA with Williamson and Hayes, and that's 100% true. The dynamics in terms of offense that you can make with that team, it's unlimited. There's so many directions that the Pelicans can go.
They're 2 picks. Zion's 18, Jackson Hayes is 19. Lonzo's, I think, 22 or 21. Ingram's 21. And then Holiday's 29. They have this core for a long time. They're going to be a Pelican. They're going to be conference finals maybe the next 5 years.
Also, Josh Hart and Etuan Moore's young. They can get him back.
But this puts pressure on the Pelicans to develop your young players. You have to right.
On that topic, they hired. No one cares about this. Everyone cares about the big trade, the blockbuster, the free agent signings. They hired an amazing staff. They hired a great trainer. They hired great assistant coaches, great video people. They're set. This team is going to be the team to be in 10 years. They're going to be I don't want to say the new Warriors. They won't be that dominant, but they're going to be up there. And every year, hey, are the Pelicans going to make it? Do any of you guys know how to explain to Andrew how to use Venmo?
I've never used Venmo before.
So I think technically you just go on it, you connect your card, and then you search what I typed in. And
Interesting.
Oh my God, Cam Reddish is falling again. Rui Hachimura is going to the Wizards with the 9th pick.
Did you say that?
I see that. They need a center.
He's not a
not a center.
He's a center.
He's a
Power
3-4.
3-4.
Who's the center of the?
Goga
That's
Bitadze.
what I thought. That's interesting.
That's really interesting.
Someone knows something about Cam Reddish that we.
I'm really concerned
You know
about
who
it.
this reminds me of? This reminds me of Michael Porter Jr. last year.
Yeah.
But he's not injured.
But something had to have come out where
This is interesting
caused him
to
fall
know
this
real
far.
quick. Atlanta's up next. People had Atlanta taking Reddish with the 8th pick, but they kind of went for the upgrade of Reddish with DeAndre Hunter at the 4th pick. And Reddish is going to be there with the 10th pick.
Do they take Cam Reddish?
Do they just say, you know what, worst case, Reddish, you suck. We already have DeAndre Hunter right here.
They might pass on it.
I feel like that's a very viable option for the Hawks.
And then, oh boy, this is getting interesting. Every year, there's always that one player you never thought was going to go this low, and Cam Reddish is that player this year.
And another thing that worries me is everyone's saying, oh, he played behind 2 top 3 picks. He didn't get a chance to prove himself. But if you just give him that excuse, like he hasn't really proved himself that much. Like his numbers, he's not in those top chart numbers, you know, especially his efficiency.
Before this next pick, we'll talk about the Wizards after this pick. Let's get over with the bust. Did you guys all finish?
Well, I didn't announce my bust, but I've said it before.
I had Shover's interrupting it.
With the 9th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Rui Hachimura from Oyama, Japan, and Gonzaga University.
We'll let you finish your bust, and then we'll talk about this pick.
Okay, so I've said it before in this stream. I think my bust is Ja Morant. That's my big prediction. I hate the way he plays defense, or lack thereof. I hate the fact that he's averaging 5.2 turnovers a game in a conference where defense isn't a huge deal. I feel like that's a glaring problem with his game. And if the Grizzlies had kept Mike Conley and used him as a mentor, like some people were predicting a few weeks ago, then I could see how Ja Morant could really shape up.
There it is. I told you won't get past Atlanta. Atlanta is focusing in on Cam Reddish with the 10th pick. So technically, Atlanta got where they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They got the 4th pick, and they got potentially backup in case Hunter sucks or in case Reddish sucks.
I think, yeah.
We're going to talk about these guys real quick, the Wizards. They already got lucky. John Wall's contract is going to go down, as of right now, as the worst in NBA history. He's getting paid a lot of money, first of all, to have an Achilles thing.
Mm-hmm.
There were reports last year he just looked out of shape. We all seen in the past, those fast people are the ones who normally don't age well. Like that's why everyone's so hesitant about Kemba Walker's max, because he's small and fast, and those don't really age that well. Look at Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook's on a decline. He's still putting a triple double, but he's shooting.
I wouldn't.
He's shooting terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say they bring back the same core. Are the Wizards a playoff team next year? John Wall is not playing next year. There's no way. If he does, he'd play in April.
No.
In the Eastern Conference, I think they can do it.
I don't think they're even close. That franchise is so dysfunctional. It just you saw their roster last year and they finished 32-50. Like what's there new to say? Oh, they're gonna make it this year.
I'll say this again. They don't have a general manager.
Exactly.
Scott Brooks, and you've seen like Stan Van Gundy, Tom Thibodeau. When coaches build their own team in basketball,
mm-hmm.
it does not go well. Football, there's like Belichick, and a lot of football coaches actually do it, but basketball does not go well. So Brooks is helping. Hey, actually, I like this guy. Let's pick this guy. Odds are that guy's not that good.
Shout out.
I'm not saying he's gonna suck, but I'm saying like free agent wise, if he goes, let's offer Rubio a $20 million deal. The new GM comes in with, holy crap, why do I have a $20 million deal for at least like a 11-7 point guard? I think this
have an interesting thing.
I think they're turning into the new Kings. I think these guys can't do anything right.
Well, but I think the Kings are slowly on the rise.
That's why I said
The Kings of old.
The Kings of old, yeah. CJ Chaffins has just commented saying, I don't go to COD. Shout out to you for watching. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you, CJ. I know how big of a sports fan you are. This means the world for me.
So, where do we move on? Do we move on to free agents? Do we want to talk about my potential draft night trades that I had set up for this have gone out the window. So
I mean, there's still going to be a lot of action in the second round
for sure.
I don't want to toot my own horn, kind of, but I had 3 draft night trades happening. 2 can still happen. But one of them, I was so close. I had the Hawks trading their 10th and 8th pick for the 5th pick. They traded the 8th and plenty of other stuff for the 4th pick. The other 2 that could happen is the Celtics. I have them trading the 20th and 22nd pick for just a future first, probably really heavily protected just to get rid of these picks. And the one I'm hearing a lot, and I'm 99% sure it might happen, is the Thunder will trade that 21st pick, and maybe Dennis Schroeder, maybe like another huge salary because they're trying to get rid of salary
Right.
for I don't know, probably like a second or something, just a team that could take on the salary.
Well,
So I
does
think-
that work with financial trade rules? Can you just jump off that max salary for a second round draft?
That's what the Suns just did to do.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's who I have. That's what my prediction for tonight.
But at least in the Thunder's case, I feel like those contracts are like those are sort of like the backbones of that team because they're thinking about trading like Steven Adams and Dennis Schroeder. Those are really important pieces to that team, and to throw them away for nothing, for the hopes of signing
They're-
someone.
But
this
the one
free agency?
argument is, and I've seen Thunder fans get pissed off about this, they're mediocre right now. They can't get out of the first round, currently constructed. They need to change something. And they're paying a hell of a lot of money right now for a first round exit. So they
Right.
need to change something. Whether it's Steven Adams is 25 and he's really good. Schroeder, that's easier to trade. It won't be that big of a loss. He put up 15, but I mean, there's a lot of point guards on the free agent market. So
And it's been this way for a while. They've been like, I think, at least like 30 million in the tax for like 2 or 3 years now. They've been paying a lot, and they've been getting first round exits,
so for you
second round exits.
cap nerds, that means they're in repeater tax, which like if they draft a player, say like $5 million is his contract, they'll be paying $25 million more in tax because they've repeated constantly being over the tax. So that's why they don't want to draft someone 21. They don't want to. They need to, but they can't because they can't afford it.
Mhm.
So I saw that they might do it the Kings, send Schroeder in the 21st. I saw Bleacher Report put that Schroeder in the 21st for just like a heavily protected second or something. And Phoenix,
It's like being, excuse me? That's not a person.
that ain't it, Chief. I think he meant 11. So I think he meant. So Shams is reporting that Phoenix is selecting with the 11th pick Cam Johnson. There it is. He
Cam-
changed it.
Yeah,
He's a shooting guard from Kentucky or
From
Duke.
yeah. I didn't project him going in the lottery.
They have said though he is probably the best shooter in the draft.
Oh, I have heard that. Yeah,
And
But it's
I don't. What are the Suns doing?
that doesn't.
The Suns
point
could have done something different with that pick. They don't need him.
What are they doing?
They could have.
I mean, technically remaining are kind of big men, and point guards have a deep fall.
That's
I
true.
don't think another point guard's gonna be taken until like around
What?
25.
They could have taken Doumbouya.
Mm-hmm.
He could have worked with that team, come off the bench, give him some defense. Brandon Clark is still on the board.
And Silver's coming out.
With the 10th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Cam Reddish from Duke University.
I'm kind of holding off free agent talk until after the lottery's done. I don't know what the Suns are doing. They trade TJ Warren in the 32nd pick for
For
salary,
cap, right?
but in return they didn't even get like a heavily protected pick. They just got cash
They got cash considerations.
for a guy who averages 18 points per game.
They're obviously more confident in their abilities in free agency than most people.
And then they grab this 6th pick, and they're like, let's trade back for Cam Johnson and Dario Saric.
I don't know.
Here's something that's interesting. This means that they probably want Devin Booker running point. They want Devin Booker running point. They want Cam Johnson to give him the shooting.
I don't think so. 'Cause last year they tried Booker at point guard. It doesn't work. That's why they're looking for
I've heard that they really want a young point guard.
Yeah,
Like
I
that's
don't-
what they're looking
I
for.
don't think Booker is ever going to be the point guard.
Yeah, but they're the Suns.
That's what doesn't make sense. It's like I've heard reports we want a young point guard. We want a young point guard, and then they trade down 6 and 7.
Yeah.
That's where you have the great point guards in this draft in that
Mhm.
range.
I love James Jones. He is the executive for this team.
Buddy, what
What are you doing? I don't see how I could be wrong about that. Like, I don't know what they're trying to build. They need a point guard, and they're drafting another shooting guard when they have Booker under like 4 more years in his huge contract. DeAndre Ayton's the center of the future.
I don't get it, Chief.
So, what trades did you do? Your trades?
Yeah, it's already out the window.
Yeah, and
It was high lottery stuff.
and I had some. I knew that the Hawks would swap their picks for something. I knew they wanted to trade up in the draft. I thought it was going to be with the Cavaliers, not with the Pelicans. But
Twitter is giving it into the Suns right now.
I'm sorry.
Twitter is not a fan of what the Suns are doing.
Yeah, no one's a fan of what the Suns are doing right now. What the hell?
I guess this applies to trades. The Lakers need to buy some picks.
Yeah.
Second rounders, they have 6 players under contract, and they're trying to trade 3 of them, and they have 0 picks in this draft.
This is one I'll be confident. I'm 100% sure they'll trade in or buy into the second round.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Andrew?
Yeah, I've been texting my sister. It's my sister's account, obviously. So I'll let her know.
Hey, marriage question. Okay. Could they be getting a good safety net in case Booker doesn't pan out right? Well, here's the thing with Booker is he's putting up 25 a game.
Who said this?
CJ
Chaffins.
What? Did you Google this? How the fuck do you know this stuff? What the hell?
That's what I was thinking.
Interesting.
Well, for CJ,
That is a good question. It is a good question. It is a good question.
Yeah.
It is. He's right. God, Googled that. No, but Booker's working out just fine. He's putting up. I've made the argument before that he's just putting up empty stats. They're just feeding him the ball and he's putting up buckets. But he's putting up 25 a night, and you got to give him credit for that.
And he's really young. I don't see why would they move on from him now, unless he goes like a Kyrie or Anthony Davis say, "I don't want to play for you guys anymore. You guys are too crazy," which it could happen. They're not. They don't look like they're improving anytime soon. They look like they're going to be back in the lottery next year.
But now it doesn't seem like the time for that.
Yeah,
They've got him under.
he loves
contract.
Phoenix. He loves being in Phoenix too. So I don't. Then again, if the time comes, they might have to. Like Mike Conley, and Marc Gasol loved Memphis, but sometimes life goes on and you have to move on. That's how the business works.
Mm-hmm.
People hate when the players aren't loyal, but also teams are also not as loyal. So,
In this brief intermission, I want to give a shout out to Sarah, also very knowledgeable on sports. Thank you for watching. So
I haven't seen a comment. Someone was saying thank you.
all
I
right,
don't know
well,
she's in the chat.
I know she's watching.
Yes, Andrew, the donation did work. Thank you. I don't know how much it was. Thank you.
And if anyone else is new watching and you would like to donate to the stream, we all put a lot of energy into this, a lot of hours into creating something that's worth watching.
Facts. I've spent my whole summer on this, so it would very much be appreciated if you guys show some love. Even if you ask questions in the comment, like the video, subscribe, do anything like that. I should be coming out the video within the next couple weeks about free agency. Adam Silver is going to announce the Timberwolves pick right now.
With the 11th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Cameron Johnson from the University of North Carolina.
Okay, so next topics, again, I'm going to hold off free agency until the lottery's over. The team on the clock right now, Charlotte Hornets. We'll get to Kemba Walker as part of our thing. I don't know. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Because if they
That's such a
do
great
keep
question.
Kemba, they're in financial hell. Because he's going to, well, he said he wants less than Supermax, but he's still going to want to watch, like, he's still going to want a good amount. He's not going to go cheap.
Right, he said he'd take a pay cut.
And then they got Batum's big contract. They got Williams, which does expire. Some of these expire, but they got Biyombo. So they can get a mid-level exception guy and then a bunch of minimums. Tony Parker retired. So that veteran leadership's gone.
Just to put it into perspective, I have the numbers here. We have Michael Kidd-Gilchrist making $13 million a year, Cody Zeller making $15 million a year, Marvin Williams making $15 million a year, Bismack Biyombo making $17 million a year, and Nicholas Batum making $25 million a year with a player option for next year to make $27 million.
1,000% guaranteed.
Mhm.
Because he's not going to get that
Well,
money
it's
anywhere.
interesting because these guys, ESPN's saying that they need to take the best player available, and it's true. And according to ESPN, that is Nasir Little. I can
Makes
see that.
sense.
I
Yeah.
can see him taking
I can
that.
see it.
He went to North Carolina.
Mhm.
It's right there.
Right.
So, I mean, they saw him play.
Mhm.
I think they just gotta wait till these contracts they got expired.
I'll be right back. They can take over. This stream is about to die, so let's not do that.
And he's gone.
So we got 12 through 14 left in the mock draft.
In the mock draft, the Hornets coming up. What a guy. Is there anyone in the comments saying anything? Oh, okay, we got thank you, Amanda, also very knowledgeable on sports. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks,
And
Amanda.
Sarah.
And Sarah.
CJ Chaffin's YouTube just updated in the middle of this. You guys are having a great conversation in chat.
Hey, if you guys are like talking and stuff and you're on YouTube, maybe you should subscribe.
Yeah, the subscribe button right there. It's right there.
I heard it works pretty well too, so maybe you want to try it.
That like button's right there too. That works pretty great.
I heard the same thing. Oh, 4
So
likes. Someone.
while we're taking the intermission, I'm gonna use the bathroom because we got.
Thank you, Amanda.
Here, so
Thank
I'll
you,
be
Amanda.
right back.
Okay.
So sorry.
You should be. Oh, damn. What PG stream?
Very good. Well, not according to CJ.
Does CJ cuss?
Yeah, like 8 times.
CJ.
Well, so here's an interesting thing too. Why would the Hornets take Nasir Little if they have Miles Bridges?
That's a good question.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, Waj is reporting that they're discussing trades right now for the 12th pick.
CJ, just know that if the feds come and shut us down, it's your fault.
We get demonetized because of you. Oh fuck! I mean, crap, bro. Yeah, we'll wait for Ben. Oh boy.
Well, Sarah subscribed.
We match. Land of the snakes. Snakes. Andrew said hi to himself.
Hi, Andrew.
Charlotte selecting PJ Washington with the 12th pick in the draft. I was close. I had PJ Washington going 11th. We'll wait for Ben to get a reaction. Interesting.
I think it works. Solid shooter.
Yeah, that's true.
Definite upgrade
So that
over
means,
Marvin
hold on a
Williams.
second. So at 14, Boston has Nasir Little, Sekou Doumbouya, Brandon Clark, or Bol Bol potentially there. I had Brandon Clark here. Does Boston take that? Hornets are picking PJ Washington. I love the Boston. Do they take Bol Bol this high? Because again, Bol Bol does have a high ceiling.
Mhm.
But do they also? They don't need a small forward. They have Tatum. They could go Doumbouya project.
Nick is asking if the report button works and if you should try that button. I don't know. I don't think that button works, but the subscribe button, I know 100% that one works. Anyway,
So I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I honestly don't know much about PJ Washington.
I just know that he's a really solid shooter, a really
The
solid,
Celtics have some
consistent
good
shooter.
options at 14. I'm interested to see what they do.
Adam Silver, here he comes. What a guy.
With the 12th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select PJ Washington Jr. of the University of Kentucky.
So, onto Miami a little bit. I think there's no way they pass up on Nasir Little.
Yeah, if he's falling this low, you have to take him.
I think it's kind of a match made in heaven, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Miami has been known for like the kind of military, like work ethic. Like they always make sure you have like very low body fat. They always make you like make sure you're in shape. And the Sea Little is just like a good like hard worker kind of person. I think with Spoelstra, he could turn out to be something quite special.
Here's a question: does he start his first year if he goes to the Hawks? You don't think?
The Hawks.
Huh? I said he.
I don't think so. Josh Richardson's ahead of
I
him.
think, yeah.
You put Josh Richardson ahead of him.
Josh Richardson is like the leading scorer with no equals.
Mhm.
He could start halfway through the year because every team eventually changes their lineup if
Right, of
they start
course.
losing like 3 games in a row. I could see him making like 5 starts, maybe one being the end of the year when no one plays, and
Mm-hmm.
there could be some injuries that lead to some starts. He won't be on the project side. He won't be on like the full
Yeah.
Right. That was my
13
other
man.
question. Yeah.
He'll get minutes.
He's quite old, isn't he? Am I wrong? How, do you guys have
I don't think so. No, he's a freshman. He was a freshman at UNC.
What's his name?
PJ.
Tobias Harris really likes the Bulls taking Kobe White for some reason.
He's 19 years old.
Tobias here.
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris to the Bulls.
Tobias Harris to the Bulls. You know,
Confirmed.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm actually, yeah, that doesn't work with our lineup. But
Nicholas Reyes, the NHL draft is not happening yet.
F's in the chat. Yeah, everyone F's in the chat.
You guys see the moment yesterday at the NHL awards?
No, I didn't.
It was so sad. Just pretty. I cried.
Cool story.
It is a cool story.
Should we talk about Bol Bol?
Okay. So in every mock draft I've seen, they have him going to the Celtics, but not at 14.
Mm-hmm.
They have him,
Way
and the
later.
report out today was there's no way he gets past Boston at 22. So it is kind of noted he is on Boston's board. And who knows, maybe Ainge is going around saying, hey, are you going to take him? Like, because I don't, if you have plans on even remotely taking him, I'm going to take him with this 14th pick. Because he has and now all of a sudden we have a huge need for center. Our only center on the roster, assuming Baines gets traded, which is 99% going to happen, is Robert Williams. And he's a project. We're not going to put him into a big role quite yet. And Bol can step in. I don't think he'll be starting because I think we'll go after maybe like a Robin Lopez just to get some veteran. I think he'll have a good career.
I think it's a good situation for him. Brad Stevens, I think he needs a good coach because that's a lot of the things that a lot of the reasons why he's so low is just his basketball IQ and feel for the game just aren't there yet. And it makes sense. I mean, I don't think he's been playing for that long.
And the funny, ironic thing is last year's pick, Robert Williams, was known the exact same thing, which everyone knows by now if you're a Celtics fan. He came in a day after he got drafted for his meeting to, hey, you're the Celtic, here's your meeting. He was late. Then he had to go on a flight. He missed the flight. And then he missed a practice. So he started off terrible, and his flaw going into the draft, which is why he fell all the way to 27, it just was so lazy. He is very talented. You saw him, there was some moment, you guys still probably don't watch Celtics games, he had good blocks. He blocked Anthony Davis like 3 times in a game when they gave him a start. But his main problem was he didn't want to work. He didn't want to do it. He wanted, like, he always had everything come to him. And then Stevens made sure, like, hey, you want to play for the Boston Celtics? You've got to work. That's why he's good, but he didn't play that much. He was sent down to G League now a bunch of times. But how do you guys feel about Bol Bol?
See, I really hope he pans out. He looked so good at the beginning of the college basketball season. He looked like he could be a top 3 pick if he had kept that up throughout the season. It's injuries. It's people are scared that they're just drafting.
And he
someone who's
is
gonna
very
get injured.
tall, and that does cause me, like, for example, I'm not gonna say he's be like him, but Yao Ming, and look, even Porzingis. Porzingis is huge, but he's hurt towards ACL. Yao Ming, I think only played 5 good years and he had to retire.
Greg Oden.
Well, he was a prospect.
Hey,
Still.
It's interesting. He's definitely the one. I can argue he's definitely the one prospect that's the most confusing. He can either really
Yeah.
succeed or he can be gone within a couple of years.
similar to that of like Cam Reddish, yeah.
Here's a fun thing, because we won't be on for a second round while we wait for the 13th pick to happen. Do you guys think Taco Fall makes an impact in this NBA?
No,
I think he can be a role player.
yeah, exactly. What do you mean by impact? He's not going to be a
Well,
starter.
I saw on ESPN today they said that that Kendrick Perkins said that he is probably the best defender in the league, and not defender, but shot blocker in this draft. And they said he's like, I know people say he's just like a tall person, so he just has to go like this. But it was just college, and Miami's taking Tyler Hero with the 13th pick, which leaves Nasir Little. But I don't see Boston taking him. But if Nasir Little falls to Detroit
Detroit
needs
perfect.
wings.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how Boston. Tyler, that was supposed to go to Boston. I'm so interested in this draft. Like, this just got really interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Boston. They need shooting from their wings. They got Tatum, Brown.
It's
They don't need another slot.
This is interesting that the top 5 picks were pretty much locks, and then after that it's been madness.
Mm-hmm.
We got some really good players entering, so that's why we're kind of sticking around for almost the whole first round. Because there's some player, I said at the beginning of this broadcast, you thought we're going to go 6, 7. Now there's a very good chance, like Nasir Little, he was projected like around the 6 to 10 area.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's most likely not making it out of the lottery.
Well, and this is around the time that I think Brandon Clark should go in the draft. Arguably one of the best shot blockers in the draft.
I think this may not be bold reach. I think Tyler Hero is a huge reach right here for Miami.
I agree.
Also, still on the board, I believe, is Sekou
He's still on the board,
and Goga.
I
which
can
would work
see-
perfectly with that lineup.
I can see him going to Boston. I can see Ainge, because everyone has these big people. Yeah, see, there it is. Oklahoma City is engaged in several conversations with teams to move back in the first round from 20. So I can see potentially maybe Schroeder 21 to King for whatever second round they have. I think that's probably going to happen.
Is
Because
it Thunder?
they need a backup for Darren Fox. Schroeder's not going to start on any team anymore. He's proven he's just a backup, and he gives starters the Hawks. They made the playoffs, but we're out pounced first round. Look at maybe Boston goes with Bol Bol. You can make an argument for anything. They can go with Romeo Langford.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they go from this year.
I don't think they want another wing player. I don't think that's the move for Boston. And here comes
Silver,
Adam
and then it's
Silver.
Tyler Harris.
With the 13th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Tyler Hero
It's
of the
Hero.
University of
Hero.
Kentucky.
Sorry, Hero. By the way, if we get 10 likes on this video, I will buy a jersey whoever the Celtics select right here. So the Celtics are on the clock, and after the Celtics are going to do a little free agency. We'll probably stop because I'm pretty sure to see a little, or even not. Someone's going to get picked. That's surprising that we'll stop and discuss. But after this pick, we will go to free agency predictions. But we're going to go to the Boston Celtics. We'll get to Kyrie Irving. We'll get to Al Horford later. I'm not going to say anything because I'm very biased. People are overstating how bad the Celtics are going to be. Tatum is still good.
Mhm.
Jaylen Brown is still decent. DeMarcus Smart is first team all defense. If they keep Baines, he's a very, very good defender. And the main question is, does Hayward regain his form? Not even that. If he's even a 17-point per game scorer,
Boston.
and I told you, Boston is taking Romeo Langford with the 14th pick. I don't know how I feel about
That
this.
doesn't make any sense.
I don't know how I feel about this.
He's not a great shooter. Another shooting guard.
and another shooting guard with a team that has too many wing players. I don't get you, Danny. I don't understand you.
Abe's gonna make some moves.
Clearly,
So I have a question as a Celtics fan who watches everything. Do the Celtics trade Jaylen Brown for like a Clint Capella?
I'd do it.
It's possible.
I'd do it,
Because they've
especially
been saying Capella's price is up there, and every team has been wanting to get Jaylen because, again, also Boston may not want to pay Jaylen Brown. He's a restricted free agent next year, and maybe Romeo Lang. I don't know if I like this pick.
Here's a question for you, right? Obviously, I didn't watch a lot of Celtics game this year. How much further do you think Jaylen Brown can go as a player?
And I hate to interrupt you, but Nasir Little is not going to Detroit. Sekou Doumbouya is going to Detroit.
He's still falling.
What is wrong with me? Something must be medically wrong with Nasir Little. Does he go to Orlando?
No,
I don't
Orlando's
see.
not a good fit.
And then the 17th pick would now be the
Oh,
Pelicans.
Here's an option. If he goes to the Magic, it means that they're running an extremely small ball lineup with like Jonathan Isaac running the 5, Aaron Gordon running the 4, and like eventually working Nasir Little into their starting lineup at the 3. But
But you've seen the past couple of times they drafted someone, it never really turns out that good for them. Like Jonathan Isaac, it took a while for him to develop. And honestly, they're ready to play now. Like, they're ready to contend now. Not contend.
right, especially
The
since they
Magic?
made the playoffs this year.
Like, they want, there's reports out there, they're very aggressive in trying to get Vucevic back. They want to make the playoffs. Because, again,
Mhm.
they're not going to win a championship, but what if Fultz regains his form? What if he's like, oh, yeah, I'm the number 1 pick and plays like that? I'm not saying they're going to win a championship, but they could probably get a 6th seed if they, at the best, probably. So after the Celtics make this pick, we'll go into free agency talk.
Another 3 minutes.
Hold on. Good stuff. Yeah, and again, Sekou Doumbouya is going to 15. So I wonder. I think Bulbul's going to Boston at 20.
If he falls,
I don't know actually, because what if Brandon Clark's still there?
but that means you might lose Marcus Morris.
I think they're ready to embrace the youth movement with this pick as well. You guys don't have his age. How old is?
Romeo Langford.
Is he a freshman?
So,
I don't think he's a freshman.
I think he is.
so we've got Detroit at 15, Orlando
He's
at
19.
16.
Romeo Langford's 19.
Then we've got Pelicans at 17, the Pacers at 18, and the Spurs at 19 before the Celtics pick at 20.
Who's 19?
The Spurs.
Spurs.
Ooh.
They're not drafting Bobo, I don't think. That
Why
doesn't seem
wouldn't
that doesn't seem characteristic of the Spurs,
The
honestly.
Spurs are going to pick someone that everyone had as like the 50th pick. And
Yeah.
turn out being a all-star.
Or, this is interesting.
Does he go to perhaps the Pacers?
Well, and then like start under or not start, like go under
Because
Miles
he can
Turner.
fit to be a project.
Yeah,
Like he can, if you draft him, you're okay with him being a project.
I guess because the Pacers are still like a playoff team, and there's nothing stopping them from like working with a project. I think that's possible.
See, Boston media does not like this selection. I really do. I'm just really confused by it.
And Boston, even if they don't take him at 20, they've got a pick at 22, and it's kind of a wild card who's going to come between them because the Thunder are looking to trade that 21st pick. So they could, even if they don't pick, even if the Celtics don't pick him at 20, they could still get him at 22.
I think though they're going to trade one of those picks, or they're going to have a draft stash at one of those picks. They don't want, again, Adrian has said it a billion times, and Celtic people have said it, they don't want rookies coming into camp.
The only thing is, when has Ainge shown that he likes to do that? He's been snatches picks all the time.
And everyone knows from the past, Ainge has been a terrible late round selector with Gershon Yabusele, Yahoo. Williams still has obviously time, but Monte Zizic, he was just traded in Boston, is about to make their selection. Maybe.
Is he? Coming soon?
I'm not a fan of this pick.
Who would you? So right, you're on the clock right now. Who would you have them taking?
For Boston.
Yes.
Brandon Clark, probably.
And you still just
And
have
here he is.
pretty good.
With the 14th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Romeo Langford from Indiana University.
Look how upset he is.
Well, they said he didn't work out for
Romeo
Boston,
Langford.
and he's hurt.
Hmm.
But he said he'll be ready for summer league.
So
This offseason is going to be crazy for the Celtics. Oh, did you say offseason? Now we're going to get to free agency. All right, we're going to go. We're going to play a little game we played last year. If you watched the stream last year, we're going to write on the board where free agents are going to go, where to go in order from Bleacher Report's little thing a couple months ago, which is why it could be a little argument of the top 25 free agents. We're going to start off first with he was, when I made this, the number one free agent, but due to an Achilles injury, he is no longer going to be the number one. Kawhi will be. But he still potentially could come back a pretty decent player. So Kevin Durant has a player option. There is a chance he could opt in to get the safe money until he recovers. So they haven't ruled that. But where do you think Kevin Durant is going?
need to write bigger.
And I will go first. I'm pretty sure this will be backwards, but I think you can understand. There's no teams that kind of look the same, so you'll understand. I have him. You cannot see that. Oh boy.
Right? Bigger.
I understand. I'll be the party pooper and ruin
So just for a second, we do have some people that are not so sport minded. Ojum just asked what is a free agent. So basically, in basic terms of basketball, in order to play in the NBA, you need a contract. A contract has, in X amount of years, you will make X amount of dollars. And once those X amount of years are up, you become a free agent, and you're eligible to sign a new contract with a new team. That's in its simplest. That's what it is. So,
Can you scroll up, see if we can see it once he shows like the?
oh yeah.
I have him re-signing with the Warriors.
Nope, it's buffering. Nope, because it's frozen. Just go ahead.
Can you guys see it? Can you just comment real quick? Can you see this?
Can you see that whiteboard?
Whoever comments first. This is my best friend.
Wow.
Kind of hurts.
Evan in the chat. Jake said, Okay. Well, that's okay, because we'll also
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it anyways.
Yeah.
I have him resigning with the Warriors. I think because they had the report out today that the Warriors plan on offering him a 5-year max, which Achilles injuries in the NBA always, it's very hard. And like they said, the one instance with Dominique Wilkins where he came back better, but everybody else comes back a little slower and not that good, especially given his height. But he also can play. He won't be able to attack that much, but he's still a really good shooter, so he'll be fine on that. And I have him. I don't think there's any way he says no to a 5-year deal with that much money guaranteed, because he won't be able to get that. Like the Knicks are the Knicks, and they could potentially do that. But I think he just loves the way the Warriors will care about him. So I have him resigning with the Warriors.
I have the Brooklyn Nets. So I don't think it would be very smart for him to opt in, just because this free agent summer, he's drawing max contracts. That's what the reports have been. He's getting max contracts everywhere. That might not be so certain next summer, after a year of an Achilles injury, and who knows where his health is. So I think he's had conflicts with the Warriors. I don't think his heart is set on the Warriors. I don't think he wants to be there. And we saw when he got hurt, first thing he did was he flew to New York to get medical advice and surgery. So, and the team in New York that's most closely tied to him has been the Knicks. But I still think he wants to play with Kyrie. You know, the reports have been, since this Achilles injury, well, that ruins everyone's plans. Not necessarily. The Nets still want him as a max player. They're still going to give him a max contract. Kyrie, he wants to go to the Knicks. He can have a year of being the guy, which we know he likes to do. And even with the latest reports that the Nets, if they want to sign Kyrie, that they want him to bring Durant with him. So you're going to get Kyrie asking Durant to come play with him in the Nets for the Nets. So yeah, probably not the top destination on most people's list, but I have him going to the Nets.
I am in agreement with Daniel. I have him going to the Warriors. I don't need to restate it. Basically, the same reasons that Daniel said. That's all I got there.
Okay. Next up, we have the arguably probably one of the most favorite players in the NBA from a lot of people right now. Postseason hero, third to all-time in postseason scoring, Kawhi Leonard. He has a player option. He will 100% sure decline. It's only $19 million. Where is Kawhi Leonard going? I'll go first. I have him going with the Los Angeles Clippers due to the fact that he did win a championship. And they've asked him 25,000 times in interviews, hey, are you staying? Obviously, he'll say, I'm going to decide my future. But like at the rally, little things like he never said, we're going to do this again next year and stuff like that. His mindset from when he asked to be traded last year was, I need to go to Los Angeles. At first, he wanted the Lakers, but then the Lakers acquired LeBron. He thought about it. He's like, I don't want to play with LeBron. So then the Clippers stood out. And the Clippers made a bunch of moves to say, hey, we will give you this amazing supporting system right now, a great coach, a great owner. The logo will help recruit you here. He wants to play in Los Angeles. He has a house in San Diego. I know he will. It's more debatable now with Toronto compared to like 6 months ago when it was guaranteed Clippers. But I think Rivers West just win him over in the meeting. I think he heads for Los Angeles.
I definitely think it's a two-team race for him at this point between the Clippers and the Raptors.
1 second. Adam Silver is here.
With the 15th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Sekou Doumbouya from Orleans Pirates.
There's some mixed reactions in the audience there.
Pistons need wing depth.
He's not a wing. He's a power forward.
Blake Griffin ain't going nowhere.
Unless they run some sort of lineup where they stick him in as a 3 and just have him for defense.
Did he shoot well? I don't think he did.
Not necessarily. He's still improving as a shooter.
Oh, God, no. He shot 28%.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
It's going to fall. Okay.
Yeah.
Out of the lottery.
I have him re-signing with the Toronto Raptors. I know he's wanted to go to the Clippers last year, and I know I'm guessing he probably hasn't even made the decision yet. I'm taking him at his word and saying that he's just enjoying this championship now. But from day one, yes.
This is someone, I don't know if I'm stupid, but this isn't really anyone up on anybody else's boards this high. Mr. Little is still falling. The Orlando Magic are focused on Auburn's Chuma Okeke. With the 16th. He's a point guard, right?
Yeah.
That's a. I don't think he's even in top 10 best available.
No. So here,
he's supposed to be a late first rounder.
I have some.
Interesting.
Oh, and apparently, since we're not listening to this due to copyright issues, They said the Brooklyn Nets fans there were chanting Kyrie's leaving before the Celtics made their pick. So, cool.
Should
So-
I continue?
Go ahead. I just wanted to add something real quick. Chuma Okeke is not on the ESPN Top 100.
Are
From
you
the beginning
spelling
of
it right?
No. Oh, excuse me.
Are you
Oh,
spelling
so
it?
they're updating it. Yeah. I'll keep. Oh, just kidding. He's right here. I lied to you guys.
Andrew said Kawhi's daughter is supposedly enrolled into school in Toronto. I have not heard that. It could be true, but I have not heard that. That could mean something. So we'll find out.
I mean, not to say that's confirmed or anything, because no offense, Andrew, you're not league sources, but we saw how that definitely accurately predicted LeBron last year.
I was about to say that too. They enrolled his kid. Everyone's like, "Yeah, what big deal? It's with Los Angeles. It's cool." And then a couple days later, he signed with Los Angeles. So maybe that is a big deal. Maybe it's a big development. Continue. Now you continue.
So yeah, I think the championship draws him back. From day one, he's liked how the organization has treated him, and then I think he's just at the end of it all, he's about winning, and he won a championship here. Why not run it back? You know,
Mhm.
They're in a great position to do it again. You know, not a lot of guys probably going to leave. I think the same thing will apply to a lot of the free agents like Gasol and Danny Green, where the championship, they're going to go, hey, let's try this thing again. Let's run it back. And I think he stays.
Okay, I have nothing special to say. I also have him going to the Raptors for the same reasons that Ben has just mentioned. If a lot of people point to like these big name free agents going to Los Angeles in order to expand their brand, but I think that Kawhi Leonard is capable of doing that in Toronto and just working between the two places. Also, and if it's true about his daughter going into Toronto school, I feel like that's a dead giveaway.
But sometimes, but again, the same argument could be made. He bought like a $13 million house in San Diego a couple of months ago.
That's a summer house for him.
Who knows? On that topic, kind of, everyone's talking about how this could be a crazy offseason. It's off to a good start. There's a chance that a lot of them just re-sign, which again
Yeah.
could cause other teams to make knee-jerk moves. But I don't know. But speaking of people who will not resign, next up we have Kyrie Irving. I'm going to go in on him after I'm done putting this. I want to make something perfectly clear. I don't ever, ironically, as I'm wearing a Kyrie jersey, actually, I will save that because Adam Silver is going to make the pick right now.
Damn!
With the 16th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Chuma Okeke from Auburn University.
So way higher than people had projected.
Is he even in the green room?
No.
Holy crap!
What is happening?
Probably a bit of a movie.
Oh,
They must have saw something in the workouts that was like, whoa.
Nasir Little is still on the board.
It says
Goga is
Nets,
still
but
on
it
the
is
board.
the Pelicans pick right now. Pelicans could take him. Well, they
Pelicans
do
could
have
take-
Cam Reddish and they do have
Little?
I don't think they do. Maybe Brandon Clark. Maybe Bol. Do they say screw it?
Oh, I don't know. They'd have two lottery
Okay.
centers if they drafted Bol.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. Oh boy. I don't ever want to see Kyrie Irving in a Celtics jersey again. His talent is there. I will say that he is a really great player. I have this jersey. I have two other jerseys. I have a shirt about him. I love Kyrie. But what he does off the court is it ruins. And Kendrick Perkins said this early in the offseason. He is the exact opposite of what a Celtics player should be. He is self-centered. He blamed the young people throughout the year. And Jaylen Brown and like Terry Rozier, they're like, you're not that better than us, which he is. But he just talked down on everyone. He didn't want the other team to shine. If he comes back, like, yeah. But if I find out in the first 2 months, oh my God, Kyrie Irving wants to trade Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum doesn't pass him the ball, something like that. I just don't want him. So I'm going to send him to Brooklyn. And I think it'd be very funny because everyone knows we heisted the shit out of Brooklyn a couple years ago. Got Jaylen Brown, and New Orleans is going to take Nickeil Alexander-Walker with the 17th pick. Nasir Little is falling to the Pacers, who might take him. They just acquired T.J. Warren. Oh, it's not the Pacers. No, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
Is
It's the Pacers with 18.
the Pacers.
Interesting. Nasir Little, if he's there for Boston at 20, I think they take him just because he's the best available player and probably trade him later. As I was saying, I think it'd be very ironic if the Celtics lose their best player to the team that they heisted a couple years ago. There's been a million reports, even from Adrian Wojnarowski, so not really rumors, that he's really wants to go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn really wants him, but as he said, now they're saying, I don't think we want you if you don't bring KD with you, which is understandable because he had almost the exact same roster with Boston, and they saw how terrible that was when he tried to lead them. So I think it's almost a lock he goes to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's where I am.
You want to go ahead since you've had nothing to say?
Yeah. So so the Nets. I think that it's really interesting the reports that Brooklyn won't sign him unless he brings Kevin Durant. If that's the case, where does he go? Like,
Here's a crazy thought, because we were talking about this before the stream. He doesn't have a lot of options because a lot of teams are fearful of him, and this for the same reasons that Daniel just mentioned. Could he possibly go for less than the max? Like, is that a conversation we're about to have?
I can't see it.
Well, they just said apparently on the stream, Celtics related. Waj said the Celtics loved Langford's toughness and competitiveness, which is the main reason why. And also, they said he was a top 5 pick, supposed to be top 5 pick at the end of the year, and then he got
injured. Yeah.
injury, and then he shot terrible and did terrible. So this could be a steal, but I think this could also mean like a Jaylen Brown trade. Do they embrace the youth movement? Just like go through Tatum, and I'm saying Capella because it's probably going to be Capella. If they trade Jalen, it's going to be an all-star, but not like an old person. I don't know. It's very interesting. Continue on. Are we done with him?
Yeah, he's probably going to the Nets. I just think we were talking about, does Kyrie Irving, if it's possible that he doesn't sign with the Nets, is it possible he signs for less than the max?
Oh my god, I have 72 subscribers. I think so. Because the Knicks, they probably don't want Kyrie by himself. I mean, Kyrie doesn't want to go to the Knicks by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could do a 1-year deal with the Lakers.
God.
No, I don't see it. He left LeBron for a reason.
Well, he
Actually, they've rekindled.
Yeah.
And they said they wouldn't mind being back together. I think it is a 1 year. So if it does suck, he can leave. And like teams like,
I'm so tired of these 1-year deals, man.
I can guarantee you probably Kawhi probably does a 1-1.
Yeah.
And Indiana not taking Nasir Little. They're taking
Oh my God.
Goga Betas
Goga.
Betas.
Goga.
So
The stretch
I
5.
I could see San Antonio taking him. I think that'd be a perfect fit for Nasir Little. I think that'd make him. I'm not saying he's not obviously the next Kawhi, but he could like develop into like a decent player under Pop. Pop, I think it's 5-year extension or something, 4-year extension.
That much?
It was
I didn't think it was that much. Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Silver's coming out to announce. I forgot who it is.
And Nickeil Walker.
With the 17th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Nickeil Alexander-Walker from Toronto and Virginia Tech.
So Nickeil Alexander-Walker goes to the Brooklyn Nets. But again, they really, really just need to change that whole thing. But I'm not going to get on that.
This is interesting. So now they have Alexander Walker and Josh Hart, who both have
Well,
very
Walker's
similar.
probably just a project.
I just saying that like if they're using both of them in their lineup, they have very similar games and play the same position.
All right, you said you're Kyrie piece or no?
No. But I think you know what I'm going to say. Brooklyn Nets. They've got 2 max slots. Honestly, the whole reporting, we don't want you unless you bring Durant. By the way, I still think Durant goes there, but I don't think they're going to turn down Kyrie, even for a max. I think if he wants to go there, they're gonna what's their other plan? Like, sure, he might be a risk with his off-the-court issues, but where are they going if he doesn't?
That's true.
If they don't get him, like, why not just take the chance? You know, because they're already kind of hit their ceiling. Like, their roster's not that great on paper, and they performed really well, and that was the 6th seed. So
Yeah, exactly. Their roster's not getting any better. They're not progressing any further.
In my opinion, this one will be the easiest one. I think we should probably all get the same answer. But next is a guy who, again, got hurt, tore his ACL, unfortunately. My hats off to him. I know it was adrenaline, but he did come in. I think he drained both free throws.
yeah,
And then he wanted to play, but Warriors wisely, obviously, didn't let him play. Klay Thompson. I'm not even going to write it down. I think it's obvious. So they said his dad has said it. He has said it. Warriors have said it. I think he signs with Golden State, like, right when free agency starts at, well, over here it would be 3 o'clock. I think he comes in. They go, hey, you want this max? Yeah, I'll take it. Signs it. It's gone. I don't think he said, I don't think he's guaranteeing a meeting with the Lakers. He's not guaranteeing with the Knicks. He's not guaranteeing with the Clippers. He's probably going to sign it immediately.
yep. Warriors. There's not much more to say. He's coming back. His dad said it.
Also, Warriors. Splash Bros still have a few more years in them.
This is one of the most interesting ones. Kemba Walker. There are reports he wants to take a pay cut. But like every NBA fan is kind of just telling him, dude, go win something. Stop playing. Mm-hmm. Stop having your goal be 41 wins, barely making the playoffs. Go somewhere. Get a win. So the NBA offseason, sometimes people go, let's get weird. So let's get weird.
Jeez.
I am going to the Lakers. He has been rumored, actually, immediately after they acquired Anthony Davis, to go to the Lakers. And actually, I'm going to stop because Adam Silver's announcing the Pacers pick.
In the 2019 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select Goga Bitadze from Tbilisi, Georgia.
I think it's a good solid pick. Good backup.
Miles Turner.
Yeah, since Oakland's a free agent, and Sabonis could play the 4 now with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be good.
It's a good solid pick.
Yeah, I think because like I said, immediately after they acquired Davis, the first report was now they're targeting Kemba Walker, which they later found out they screwed up the timing of the trade. So that's a whole different scenario. But I'm assuming even if they have 20, I think maybe Kemba wants to win. Maybe he does a 3-year deal, like with LeBron's deal, just to expire when LeBron goes. I could really very, very, very much see him resigning with Charlotte, though, because they can't offer the most, and they probably will offer the most. But I think it'd be very interesting to see him try to win a championship with the Lakers.
Sounds good to me. I'd love that. Like everybody, like you said, everyone's shouting free Kemba. Free Kemba from Charlotte, go win something. But he's not your prototypical superstar in the modern NBA. He's loyal. Like he likes just sticking it out with the Hornets. Have him going back to the Hornets, and he likes the being in a small market. He doesn't. I don't think he's the type of guy who wants to go to a big market and get all the press.
Do you want to announce it? Who the Spurs are taking?
Oh my! Yeah, this is kind of a Spurs pick. They're taking Lucas Samanic with whatever it is with the 19th pick. That is like the most typical Spurs pick, which means
the best foreign guy.
Nasir Little is on the clock, on the board for the Celtics at 20. Bull is still there. Brandon Clark is still there.
Why is Brandon Clark still on? That doesn't make sense.
Let me see who else is there. There's still a lot more that
Kevin Porter.
I think Kevin Porter is going to go a little later. I don't think. Yeah, that's kind of it. Just like those 3 Boston fans, I know for a fact want Bol Bol because they know how much he could bring to the table. But maybe a Brandon Clark would be a bit better. Can Brandon Clark shoot?
No, he is
I don't
not.
think-
26%. That is awful. I don't know. Okay, let's go back.
So
Kemba
Kemba
Walker.
Walker. Kemba Walker also going to the Hornets. It was when I was choosing this, it was in between the Hornets and the Lakers for me. And I decided against the Lakers because I feel like Kemba Walker enjoys being the leader of a team. He enjoys being the guy with the ball in his hand in the final 2 minutes of a game. That's not going to be him on the Lakers. He's gonna have to share the ball with a lot of other people, and I don't think Kemba Walker's comfortable with how the rest of the Lakers roster will fill out this free agency. So I have him staying with the Hornets. If he wanted to leave Charlotte, he could have a long time ago. He could have demanded a trade several years ago, but he stuck it out for this long.
I think that's going to be, in my opinion, one of the most interesting free agencies in the offseason. Another one, not that interesting, because the reports are the Sixers come in and say, hey, here's the 5th year. He's going to sign it just like that. Jimmy Butler, he was a huge locker room problem this year. And if he goes to, like, the Knicks, oh, God, there will be a lot of problems going on. But I have him, and I said this again, let's get weird. For a couple of years, there have been reports, and it was with Boston at first, but now Kyrie's gone. Jimmy Butler and Kyrie are best friends, and they want to play together. I have the Nets taking him for that one reason, because they are like BFFs. And also, I mean, the argument against that, although they could put him at small forward, is he could stop like Karuk's development, Karis LeVert's development, but also he's Jimmy Butler, and they could arguably be a top 4 seed with Butler and Irving and the rest of their cast, Dinwiddie, LeVert, Allen, whoever they like. So I think Butler and Kyrie, 2 locker room cancers, could team up in double.
I've got him re-signing with the Sixers. I think he'll be drawn by the max, the extra money, basically. Like, I don't have that great a reason other than just the extra money the Sixers can offer him.
He's getting more bread.
Yeah. And like, he wasn't like, the real cancer was when he was with the Wolves. Like, it wasn't horrible with the Sixers. Like, sure, they didn't go that far, but it wasn't. You didn't hear any bombshell locker room issues. So, I think they'll try to run it back. The Sixers.
I'm really torn between the Sixers and the Nets, but I'm gonna choose the Nets for the fact that I don't know, gut feeling, is that more talk? Especially if Kemba Walker signs with the Nets like we're all predicting, and Kevin Durant doesn't sign there like we're all predicting. That's what I said. I feel like the next best player is Jimmy Butler for the Nets to take at that small forward position.
I feel that. We're going to stop talking once the Celtics make their pick to discuss that, because it's a Celtics account. But we can have one. Oh, I'm going to cry. We're talking about my good friend Al Horford. When he opted out, all Celtics fans,
except
and you'll
Adam
find out
Silver
after Silver says
is one.
With the 19th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Luka Samanic from Zagreb, Croatia.
I'm saying this right now. I really hope Celtics take Bol Bol. That's my fandom in me that really wants it, but I have to trust Ainge. Again, last one, Al Horford. He opted out. Everyone assumed he's resigning with a 3-year deal with Boston to help him for cap space. And then literally, I think actually later in the day, it was reported and the rumor is some team out there is willing to offer him a 4-year, $100 million deal. And keep in mind, that deal will bring him into his 37 years old. That is old and frankly stupid. So some people are thinking it's the Knicks who would do something like that. Some people are thinking the Kings would do something like that. But I had Horford. This was 2 weeks ago. Signed with the Celtics, but not anymore. I have him going to the Clippers because I think Kawhi's going to the Clippers, and Kawhi and Horford would be a deadly combo. Horford would love to play with Doc Rivers because that's just kind of just a Doc Rivers player right there. So I think Horford goes to the Clippers. I think he'd be a perfect fit for Los Angeles.
So they could offer him. How much money would that be? Like $20,000 a year? I think that's enough. 20 million. 20,000 a year. 20 million.
Yeah, I think he's going to get 20 to 30 million based on what he's expecting.
Okay. I also have him going to the Clippers. I think it's a perfect fit. He fits their identity perfectly. You know, they don't have a superstar, but they play hard and they play defense, and it got them to the 8th seed, which in the West is a great accomplishment. I don't think they get Kawhi, so I feel like they could offer him a bit more money. So I just think it's a perfect fit.
I have Al Horford going to LA, but not to the Clippers. We're getting weird. I think he's becoming an LA Laker. I'm predicting an offseason where the Lakers don't sign a big name, but they need someone. They need like a good starting quality player to anchor down their defense. And I see Al Horford as that guy.
I was very depressed when I saw Horford wanted to leave because every Celtics fan, every media people, and Boston is taking Matisse Thybulle. Oh, and possibly trading him to the Sixers. Okay,
But
heartbreak.
if they take Thybulle, that's not a bad pick.
No, we don't need another guard.
But in the sense that he's the second best defender in this draft behind DeAndre Hunter, I don't think that that's an awful
They
pick.
have defenders. Though.
They have Smart. Smart's like literally first team on defense. They don't need another person who can't shoot, but just play defense.
Hey, you know, Danny Ainge is doing something. You know,
Well, they're saying he's training this pick.
deal is agreed upon. The Sixers will send by 24 and 33 in the draft. Okay, so that
Why do we? You're getting this live reaction. Why do we need more picks? When we come in here saying we're not taking 3 people in this thing, why do you get now 4 more picks? Why do you need more picks? Unless you're trying to trade for someone else, this is so stupid because we're just going to probably draft 2 people that have no meaning to them whatsoever. This is oh my god.
Ainge is such a pick hoarder. It's crazy.
Okay, I want him to trade for his future pick, but this is 2 more picks. We don't need to, unless he has up his sleeve. Oh, the Rockets here. Oh, here you want 2 more picks, not you want 3 picks, not 2. Here you go. I'm fine. Do that. But we're just trading this for 2 more picks. That's ridiculous. Like, I don't know what you're doing, Ainge. I hope you have something up your sleeve. Oh my god, I am heartbroken. Can you tell on how ready? Oh. I've had enough of this. We keep on stockpiling pick after pick after pick after pick for that huge asset. Davis comes along, we didn't want to give up our assets. So what's the point of constantly having these assets? Oh boy.
the asset that you weren't willing to give up, was Jason Tatum. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
Don't you, Celtics fan? You would give up Jason Tatum for 80.
Ainge just wanted him since he wasn't even thought of for wanting out of what's it called?
But like they could have made an offer. Like the Lakers didn't give up someone Jason Tatum's caliber. They
But
could
they
have
gave up their entire future. That was worse than Jason Tatum. They said Boston was never willing to go that deep. They were going to give him Tatum or they were going to give him a lot of picks, but not both. You guys gave him Lonzo and Ingram and a bunch of picks.
Yeah.
So we have a question from the chat. Nick says,
Tell us how you really feel now.
no, he says, who do you think is having the best draft day so far, trades and all?
Good question.
You guys can answer first.
So for me, it's either the Pelicans or the Hawks. The Pelicans have completely switched gears and are out of the Anthony Davis era, and it's extremely clear what their direction is with their new core. And Adam Silver is coming out to announce the Celtics pick.
With the 20th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Matisse Thybulle from the University of Washington.
You dog.
And now sources are saying Oklahoma City is trading back to Memphis for 23.
Memphis.
So they're trading back
From
two
21
slots.
to 23. Wow.
What
Boston trades back 3 slots.
with cash?
Unless they give up a player in that.
Is it cash or is it an
Wait,
asset?
They just said right now.
Yeah, they just, yeah. But
Um,
yeah, like I was saying, just really quickly, I think the Hawks have also drafted extremely well thus far, and I see them as a playoff team next year.
I have to agree. I think the Hawks have finessed their way. They wanted Cam Reddish. Oh, there's Brandon Clark's going off the board right now to the
OKC.
Grizzlies.
Oh, the Grizzlies, yeah.
I actually like that pick for Memphis.
So does that?
A perfect compliment for Jaren Jackson.
But
Who?
So
Memphis.
what about Valanciunas? Is he gone?
Brandon Clark's a powerful. He's 6'9". There's no way he could play center. It's
Yeah,
just-
but what I'm saying is, so that means Jaren Jackson's playing center.
no. I said like when Jackson goes on the bench.
Oh, you see, I really like Brandon Clark, and I see him as coming into the league starting. Not anymore. Interesting move.
I think the Pelicans have had the best days.
I mean, it's hard to have the number 1 pick in the draft, and that number 1 pick is Zion, and you don't have the best day in the draft.
Mhm. That's part of it.
So again, the question comes up of Bol Bol is available for the Celtics at 22, and
What?
Celtics fans really want Bol Bol.
And so is Nazir Little. Nazir Little is still on the board
I think. Does anyone have his stats?
for Nazir Little.
Yeah.
I do. Nazir Little. What do you want to know?
How was he?
So, so here's the thing. He came off the bench, right? He's just an interesting prospect. So he averaged 10 points a game, 1 turnover, about 1 assist, about almost 5 rebounds. His stats don't jump out of the page. He shot 77% from the free throw line, 27% from 3, and 48% field goal percentage.
So the full details came out for the Thunder trade. No, they didn't dump salary. They just traded back 2 slots, and they got a future second-round pick in 2024.
I mean, I guess
I mean,
if they want to trade that for salary, that's
who knows, man?
So someone joked, "Oh, I get it." When Boston said they didn't want 3 rookies, they meant 4 or 5. I don't get what Ainge is doing. I'm assuming he has this trade up his sleeve, and maybe it's a future pick. I don't see why they would keep. But then again, though, if they do keep it, Boston's back on the board. But although Brandon Clark, who is supposed to be pretty good, he's off the board, so it's now Bol Bol and Nasir Little.
there's no way they pick Little after they pick Romeo
So
Langford.
this is where it gets interesting. I don't think Utah takes Little, but maybe they do because they did trade Jay Crowder, and Little could probably not really.
Except for the Jazz don't. have
Utah
a pick.
at where?
Did they trade their pick?
Yes.
Oh, so then now it's gonna be Oklahoma City. I still don't think Oklahoma City's making a pick tonight. Because I saw a billion times that's gonna be way too much money for them to handle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested.
Interesting. Do we go back to free agency?
Yes. Until the Celtics do something stupid again. Nikola Vucevic. This is another interesting one. He finally broke out in a contract year, which is why some people are like, I don't know if I want to give him that contract. He has never put up these numbers before. And these numbers I saw were like, I think only Anthony Davis and LeBron James put up the exact, like, in the same area. I have him going to the Kings because they're young, but they were not this close, but like this close from making the playoffs last year. They need a center. Willie Cauley-Stein is a free agent. restricted free agent, and they could bring him back. They could bring him the same squad, hope for like a 43 win improvement, not win improvement, but like win 43 games. Vucevic would be perfect for De'Aaron Fox at pick and pop. He could set up the offense for them. They could have Fox, Buddy Hield go off and everything. Oh my God, I have 11 likes. I'm buying myself a Romeo Langford jersey. Let's go. I just think the Kings are that one franchise that's going to give them big money, and then it turns out he was just a one-hit wonder, and they're going to end up regretting it in a couple of years.
There he is.
I have the Los Angeles Lakers. That's right. Okay. So I know what you're thinking. Why are they spending this much on one guy when they need to fill out their roster? But let me give you a list of the centers that they have signed or traded for over the past 5 years. Brook Lopez, Timofey Mozgov, which is one of the worst contracts in the NBA. Roy Hibbert through a trade with the Pacers. JaVale McGee, Andrew Bogut. So they love paying for these mid to upper tier free agents.
Special guest appearance.
Special guest appearance by CJ Chapman.
Brings a giant ass fucking pizza.
Thank you, CJ.
You're welcome. I also got literally the biggest fucking supply of red pumpkin.
You scared the shit out of me. I thought someone was breaking in. Holy fuck.
Oh my God.
Low-key, I haven't eaten since Carl Jr. So
Oh
Well,
my
eat
God,
your
you
big-ass
scared the
pizza.
fuck out of me, dude. Oh my God.
Chad is
Oh
saying
my-
hi, CJ.
hi.
Hey, I would appreciate it if you would get out of our show.
Now I'm full.
Okay.
Okay, anyway,
As
moving
I was
on.
saying, Brook Lopez, Timofey Mozgov, Roy Hibbert, JaVale McGee, Andrew Bogut, they love getting these mid to upper tier centers. And AD, we know he's probably the 5, but he likes to pay the 4. So, and they need shooting. So Vucevic would be a good fit.
Sarah is jealous. She says, hi, CJ. And she's like, oh my God, my son is on TV.
So I'll go with my selection. I feel like a big underdog this free agency are the Dallas Mavericks. Hi, CJ, move.
I'm trying to do something right here.
And
No, I'm into it.
the Dallas Mavericks. I feel like if they can sign Vucevic, they have a really interesting, coincidentally international core of Doncic, Porzingis, and Vucevic. I feel like,
Just too late. Saunders made their pick. Brandon Clark, thank God he finally got up. I think he's going to be pretty good.
Brandon Clark.
I don't know how he's going to fit in with the. Oh, I thought there was a Thunder. I keep on forgetting. But now the Celtics are on the clock. Questions are they going to trade this pick? Are they going to draft Bol Bol? There's plenty of questions with this organization. Hopefully, Ainge does not trade back in for 5 more picks because, we need 20 rookies on our team. All right. So, did we finish, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So, next up, we got Tobias Harris. Disclaimer, I had him going to Jazz no longer because the Jazz have $0 now.
$0.
Hey, same.
I think he re-signs in Philadelphia because with Jimmy Butler gone, he'll have a lot more opportunities. He'll be like, he shot pretty bad, not terrible, but like worse from his standards from where he was with the Clippers. I think he'll be a good shooter. I think he could be a good complementary piece to Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, when they drive and then just a guy wide open. I think he's staying with Philadelphia.
So I was the same with you. I had him going to the Jazz at first. That was a good fit. And this selection has also gotten a bit more shaky since this team drafted Goga, I believe, or it was some center. I think it was Goga.
Yeah.
The Pacers. But it could still work. They've got a lot of money to spend in free agency. Let's see, they have $45 million. They renounced all their cap holds. It's not that great a fit anymore, honestly, because they got a lot of big men. They've got Sabonis, Turner, and now Goga. But it could still happen.
I have him going back to the Sixers, especially like Daniel said, especially if they lose Jimmy Butler, for the fact that he'll be getting more touches. We were talking about best friends earlier, not CJ.
I brought you bitches pizza. Like, that's a $24 pizza, motherfucker.
Thank you, CJ.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, Ben. Good
His
friend.
shut up. His best friend is playing for the 76ers right now, and they've been on like practically every team together. I don't see them separating. Yes,
Boban's a free agent.
Boban's a free agent too. They'll both sign with 76ers. I'll believe it.
Interesting. We're gonna do another one, but I'm pretty sure the Celtics pick will leak pretty soon. So we'll just start it. For me, it's pretty easy. Chris Middleton, who just recently opted out of his player option. I have him re-signed with the Bucks. I think the Bucks give him a max day one. And I heard if they don't give him a max, he's just gonna be like, ooh, haha, I'm gonna go look elsewhere. If he does, maybe the Mavericks work just for a good consummate. I need to stop saying that word. Good piece next to Doncic and Porzingis. Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance he just resigns with Miller.
The Bucks would be idiots not to offer him a max, because like you had best record in the league. Like it worked. It was a great fit. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You don't. So he's coming back.
Yeah, he's the perfect piece next to Giannis. And I prediction, I think that even if he is offered less than the max, he'll still resign with the Bucks.
He told them, if you guys don't give me the max, I'm looking elsewhere.
Really?
The other teams will offer me the max.
Which I think is true.
The same with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler said, if you guys don't give me that 5th year, I'm going somewhere else because someone else will give me a max.
By the way, CJ's in our shot.
I know. I was trying to tell him to get out. You know.
Fuck, you want me to sit?
Over there?
Right there. There's a big old comfy chair.
I hate this chair.
Ooh.
Celtics are picking Grant Williams with the 22nd pick.
That's not bad.
I am not that
But
upset.
Bol and Nasir Little are still on the board.
Bol cannot go to the wrong team. As a team that knows what they're doing, like, who else is on the spot? Who else we got?
The Thunder, the Sixers, Blazers.
The Warriors.
Oh my God!
If he drops
If he
to
falls.
the Warriors are going to obviously say, screw this. If he sucks, we're still amazing. But if he's good, we're now overpowered again when everyone counted us out. Oh my God, Celtics, you got to do something, man.
Everyone thinks the dynasty is coming to the end, and then everyone else just lets Bol drop when they need a center. Cousins is probably leaving. Oh my God!
I wonder if this pick now means, though, is Morris gone? I think Morris is gone. I
don't see Grant Williams as a starting player in the
I'm
NBA.
not saying starting, but it seems like the Celtics are now embracing a youth movement. They're picking a bunch of these people now, and apparently it doesn't sound like they're trading anybody.
It could work. I think it could work running Grant Williams and Marcus Morris.
All right, next up we got Kristaps Porzingis. I think this is easy because he is restricted.
Also easy. Yeah.
So I haven't went back with the Mavericks. Mavericks gave up a lot for him, so
It'd be
don't
dumb
see
just to
why.
let him walk.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like even if he wants the max and he hasn't played in a while, it just makes sense to if you gave up all your picks, not all your picks, a lot of your picks and your Dennis Smith that you just drafted the year before. I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, Mavs. They knew what they were doing when he traded for him. He was injured. They're gonna match any offer, I think. The only reason where I see him possibly being able to slip by is if they're waiting on like a Kemba Walker or something, and Porzingis gets impatient. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Or here's an interesting point. I have him going to the Mavericks too, but there were the sexual assault allegations that came out against him. Does that look bad on the Mavs, and do they let him walk because of
They
that?
said it's not true. They've already.
It's whether it's true or not, it still looks bad on the franchise.
There's still gonna be. It's still gonna create some bad press, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Another one. This actually is another one with Kemba Walker. Interesting scenario of D'Angelo Russell. Where is he going?
I'm fucking up.
Shut up, CJ.
I have D'Angelo Russell. Based on their moves today. I have him going to the Suns. He is. Oh,
2019 NBA Draft. The Boston Celtics select Grant Williams from the University of Tennessee.
They like it.
Nasir Little.
Grant Williams
And
from
Buffalo.
Tennessee.
They're still on the board.
Utah. This isn't a pick, isn't it? It's the Grizzlies who traded to the Thunder. So the Thunder have this pick.
Yes.
I still see them trading this pick. Like I said, I don't think they can afford it.
Yeah.
But who knows?
But you have
D'Angelo
D'Lo
Russell.
going to the Suns.
I know for a fact they're like best friends. I know it. 'Cause they,
But yeah, that's-
they've been to Coachella
both are.
together. They're just always they're always together. Even with just in the past years, they've always missed the playoffs. They've always hung out all the time. And now the Suns said, TJ Warren, you're an 18 point per game scorer, but we're going to clear you out. And then we're going to add also Saric, who can score, not 20 points probably, but and then I'm not going to talk about the draft, but they have a whole other point guard. D'Angelo Russell, if Kyrie stays, he's already said, please don't what's it called?
Resign.
Match my offer sheet. Just let me go away. And I think the Nets will grant him that because I don't want to have him play when he doesn't want to.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, Russell,
Um,
you said.
Oh my bad. Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I'm not very confident in this one, but I could see him signing with the Phoenix Suns.
I like that logic. That's a good fit. I have him going to the Mavs, actually. He's the guy. If Porzingis, like I said, can be patient, give the Mavs enough time to hand out a max slot and have enough money to sign him again, then that would be a good fit. Like Porzingis, Doncic, and Russell. That's a good team.
Yeah, I agree. I have the Mavs. I think that's an amazing core, and it's a fiery duo of Doncic and Russell, a very high scoring duo that could work really well together.
Off topic, thank you guys for coming in. The support's real. Cool. Thank you for, I think it looks like 13 or 12 likes on this video. That's actually quite a lot for 6 people watching. It's kind of weird.
So, how much longer do you want to go with this since the Celtics have made their last first round selection? What other selections did they have?
24th.
Oh, just kidding. Oh, right, we're still got it.
We can speed up. We don't have to write it down. We can just speed up. Boyan Bogdanovic. I had him going to the Pacers, and then they acquired TJ Warren. And I'm sorry, but I have him going to the Lakers. It'd be a perfect complementary piece next to him. He's a shooter. He can make his own shot occasionally. If LeBron needs a break, he could lead the bench unit if he stays on a little longer. I think that's where it could. He'll cost $18 million, but it'll be good.
I have him going back to the Pacers. I think he wants to be there, so he might take a little less money.
That's why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. He's going back to the Pacers. There was a quote that came out from him a while ago saying that he doesn't like switching teams. He doesn't like switching organizations and team fit.
He has done it twice.
But
He's only been in the league for 4 years or something.
right, but I feel like that's a good indication that he wants to he wants to re-sign with the Pacers if the Pacers are willing to have him back.
All right, we're going to speed up. I think this one's easy. Marcus Gasol, player option. I think he's accepting the player option.
Yeah.
I think he's coming back on that. 'Cause I don't think anyone's offering. I think it's $24 million. I don't think anyone's offering that. He's an aging center. So unless you guys have anything different.
No,
No.
Why would you
I
leave the
think it's
championship team?
really easy. Brook Lopez, that's an interesting one because the Bucks don't have that much cap space, and Brook Lopez had a pretty good year, but also not to the point of a max contract or a $20 million contract. I have him going back to the Bucks because I think that system brought out the best in him.
Mhm.
Why leave it? Sure, they might not give you that much, but win a championship because, we said a billion times, there's a bunch of wide open spots now. You can, if someone asks, they ask analysts, they said I can't tell you who's winning the finals because in 2 weeks Kawhi could be West, KD could be East. Everyone could switch. So I think he stays in Milwaukee just because they know they can have another chance if they rerun everything.
I don't think the Bucks are going to pay him what he wants.
I'm wrong. The Thunder are making a pick. They're picking Darius Basley. So Bol is still an option for the Celtics at 24. I want this to happen, please. I know he said no 3 rookies, but I want Bol on this team because I know he's gonna be. I don't want him slipping to the Warriors because if the Warriors get him, we're screwed. We're all done. Just end the league now. Yeah.
So Brook Lopez, I have going to the Hawks. They've got $35 million in cap space. They can pay him. Be a good addition. Shooting front court with Collins and Lopez. That'd be a great shooting front court. Shooting team in general. And they could help them win a bit more now since they're on the come up.
I'm in agreement with Daniel. I think that he fit perfectly with the Bucks system, and if he's willing to take a little bit of a pay cut, then he'll fit right in with the system and be championship contenders next year.
This showed a little bit. Nasir Little. You can just look on his face. He's shocked. Some people had him in the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
I had him in the lottery. You guys had him in the lottery.
Yep.
And now he's.
Not just
he
lifted
he could go to the Jazz. I could see that. But if he doesn't go to the Jazz,
The Jazz are not.
But it's Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That's the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies. Yeah, he can still go, but and Boston is trying to trade that pick. Thank Jesus Christ.
But that means you're not getting Bol.
I don't. Baseball, it's smart. I don't. Bol's probably going to be a weird. I just have that feeling.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing they did with Jordan Bell, where it's just in the sense that it just kind of fell in their lap.
Yeah, some dumb team just traded their pick, shot to the void. Oh, and whatever his name's going to be.
With the 23rd pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Darius Basley from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I apologize.
Don't cheer for that.
Oh, by the way, I didn't really know Grant Williams that well. I didn't really put him in my mock draft, obviously. But they're saying he's kind of like a PJ Tucker kind of player, which Celtics would love to have.
I said that he's a good pick for the Celtics.
Wait.
Well, I didn't know.
You think that they need a PJ Tucker?
Because Morris was their dog. He was not afraid of anyone. He would push someone back if they pushed him. And they don't have that. Like
Marcus Smart?
that's a guard. But like in the post, like if someone tries to post him up, he's a big guy.
Okay.
I think
Big dog.
But like Robert Williams, he's skinnier than skin. And that's really and Yabusele, he's huge, but doesn't really play. And if he does play, he's not really that effective. This is an interesting. I think this might be interesting, more interesting than Kemba, is DeMarcus Cousins. He's not getting a max contract. But would a team give him $20 million? Because he wasn't terrible with the Warriors, but he wasn't his amazing stuff. But again, he did come off Achilles. But I have him going with the Knicks. I think the Knicks strike out, and they're just like, except there are reports everywhere like, I don't want to spend money on a second-tier free agent. That'd just be wasted, stupid. I don't think they do. But you can argue Cousins can still potentially be a number 1 tier free agent. And in the Knicks' eyes, he probably is. So I think that it could be a 1-year deal to say, hey, do you have skill? If you have skill, prove it. You have this team all to yourself. You can run this team all you want. And if you do good, hell, we could probably offer you a max contract next year. Or someone else is going to offer you.
That was supposed to be this year for him.
But he came back halfway.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so,
Ruined his stock.
I think I'm gonna let you finish, but I think his ideal scenario is like it's a 1-year deal with a substantial amount of money and then a team option.
So I think the Knicks will offer him. They'll overpay for him.
I also have the Knicks because, like Daniel, I think that the Knicks are going to strike out in free agency, And that plan of, we'll just wait for the future if we don't get anybody. Yeah, the Knicks aren't really known for being smart and long-term conscious.
The Celtics are trading the 24th pick to the Suns, who are going to take Ty Jerome.
Another shooting guard.
What are the Suns doing?
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't. I can have a whole live stream on the Suns. I don't know what they're doing. Are they going to try to convert a shooting guard to a point guard? They have not done anything to address their point guard. What if they strike out in free agency?
Mhm.
Who do they come in camp with?
They're going to have Devin Booker as
Anthony
point guard.
Melton?
What a guy.
I don't like what they're doing. I'm not even a fan, and I think they're being stupid.
Well, so let me just look at the payroll.
They got Jimmer. They're fine.
Jimmer.
They got Jimmer Fredette.
Sammy Bucket.
We already finished Cousins, right? No?
Wait.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to the Mavs. As I hope he does, if they do sign Vucevic, I think that Boogie can be a solid backup if he's willing to take the pay cut and not get a $20 million contract.
All right, cool, solid. Next one, we're trying to hurry this up as best as we can. Danny Green, I have him going to the Lakers because I think he'd be a perfect a perfect piece next to LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kuzma, all that. Because again, kind of like I said, and there it is. Portland is gonna take Nasir Little.
Nasir Little.
Mm.
Well, that's perfect. They needed small forward. They've needed one for a
But
long
does
time.
that mean Al-Farouq Aminu is gone?
No, because he'll play power forward. They can slide him at the 4. That's possible.
Okay. As I was saying, I think Danny Green is just perfect in the Lakers system. I don't really have to say much more because we got to hurry this up, but I think he just fits perfectly.
Yeah, it would be great if we got Green, but I just think the championship brings him back to the Raptors.
No, we don't need to do this anymore.
So, yeah, again, he's going back to the Raptors. Why would he leave a championship team?
All right, JJ Redick. This one's an interesting one because he's 34, but he just put up his best season in the pros with 18 points per game. I think there's no way he leaves the Sixers because he's
I
found
agree.
an amazing role with them.
Yeah.
It's literally, like I said, for other people with Ben Simmons and Embiid, you're guarded here. You're wide open. Shoot it. Just
Yeah, there's nothing more.
he gets
than
a
that.
lot of wide open looks, and now he's putting up career numbers. I don't think there's any way he just.
Well,
He's
so
staying.
Ty Jerome's a point guard.
they're saying that Ty Jerome's a point guard, but I don't. That's not where he's going to fit best.
He has 5.5 assists per game. He led the ACC in assists.
That's not what ESPN says. ESPN has him as a shooting guard. He's 6'6".
So happens with Portland.
Shut up.
I mean,
So,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. This draft, it started off like at the beginning, like, holy crap, this is gonna be a crazy night. I feel like it's kind of not been that insane.
Except for the fact that Nasir Little and Bol Bol.
Yeah.
But like trade wise,
Trade
Yeah,
you
trade
heard a
wise,
bunch.
no.
Everyone's gonna move up to get Garland.
Yeah.
Okay, no one's gonna move up. Oh, the Celtics might need to trade their picks for some. They want a star. They're just trading it for future.
Well, and there's still the possibility that a trade could happen after the draft ends. That's still possible.
Who's Boston getting?
And a lot of them happen before, not so much on draft night that it's happening. Doesn't mean there wasn't a lot of movement.
Yeah.
So, Randy?
Julius
I'm
Randle.
trying to figure out what the Celtics got, but yes. I think Julius Randle is the most underrated player in the NBA.
Oh, see, you lost me there.
He's up there.
Why?
The whole underrated in the whole NBA? I don't think that. I think I'll take Mike Conley or Drew Holiday.
Is Mike Conley underrated though?
Yes. You just wait. His season with the Jazz. I brought my Jazz shirt if I need to switch into it.
He's the guy everyone likes to say is underrated. But if
Connor?
everyone's saying he's
Connor,
underrated,
Yeah, that's what
is
they're
he really
saying. That's
underrated?
what they're saying now. He's like he's 31 now. We've said for a billion years he's underrated. He's not underrated anymore. Nobody's rating him.
Here's my thing. Just wait this year on the Jazz. You'll see how he's going to work perfectly within the system.
People are saying the Jazz are going to be a championship contender because of him. How's that underrated?
Because you don't know the impact.
Okay,
Just
back on
wait.
topic. Julius Randle, I hope he gets a payday. He took a huge pay cut. He took about like a rookie deal with the Pelicans. Thank God he opted out. One team that strikes out, and I hate this for him, one team that strikes out is going to pay him a lot. And I think that's going to be the Mavericks. And they could play because they said Porzingis is probably going to be center for the rest of his career. So a Doncic, Porzingis, and Randall front line, first of all, is very young. Second of all, is extremely deadly. So I think Julius Randle is probably going to be a Maverick. But actually, fun fact, I really want to be a Celtic.
So this is probably not going to happen since they took Jason Hayes. This is more of my fantasy because I want to see this happen. I want to see him and Zion Williamson in a front court together. Because to me, that's scary. Like, those two guys, like, I told you, I compared him, Zion, to Randall, just because, like, you don't see, like, those two guys are unlike anyone I've seen in that the energy which they attack the rim for their size. And, like, by size, I don't just mean height. I mean, like, you know, build. It's just unique how they play. They attack relentlessly, and I just want to see them together.
Yeah, big beefy dudes on a team. I have him going to the Knicks because also a big beefy team of Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Like that defensively, that looks really nice.
Do the Cavs actually have this pick, or did they trade it?
I don't remember them trading it. Yeah, it's theirs.
They're taking Vogel. I bet you they're taking Vogel.
That's a good pick.
They have a
Good.
bunch of centers under contract right now, some that won't even play. I think they're taking Vogel. Because, again, they're a franchise that have nothing to lose. They drafted 2 point guards. Like, who do we leave off with? I can't believe Bleacher Report left Randall 19th under, like, Redick and Green. I think this is easy. Kind of, maybe not. I think they're obviously going to decline his $30 million team option. But Paul Millsap, I think he resigns with the Nuggets. The Nuggets need that veteran leadership. He played really well for them. Not 30 point per game
not
guy
the
he used
30
to be,
million,
but he's solid. He does good on defense. He can hit the occasional three. Someone Hi, Anthony. You're a little late, but hi. Yeah.
I agree. Millsap, they can't afford to lose him. Yeah, you know, one guy people are forgetting about is Michael Porter Jr. He's coming back. He looks healthy. So I think the Nuggets are in win now mode, so they can afford to, you know, pay the veteran who's helping them out a lot of money, bring him back.
I feel like
Oh, and Cleveland's going to take Keldon Johnson.
that's a weird way to pronounce Bol Bol.
He is so close to the Warriors. The Warriors are right there.
Warriors fans should be
Brooklyn
jumping out of
and
their
then the
seat right
Warriors.
now.
There is one pick in between a Bowl on the Warriors.
Do the Warriors take Kevin Porter? Though?
That's what I was thinking. Oh my God. Danny Ainge. Round of applause to you. The Celtics got back the Bucks 2020 first round pick in exchange for that pick. I love that. The Bucks are going to be good, but we got a first round pick in the future, which we need for in case we do want to make another trade. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
Finally, use something right.
This draft
Yeah, but you
isn't that
did
deep.
draft Bol Bol.
I mean, we still have the 30th pick.
The
The rate this is
33
going.
33?
The rate this is going. I don't know, man.
Who are we? Oh, Paul Millsap. I feel like Paul Millsap's going to ask for a lot of money, but I feel like he can bring that veteran leadership to a team, and I would love to see him be a mentor to Marvin Bagley with the Sacramento Kings.
We got Nikola. Ooh, I like this.
Well, Ricky Rubio.
Do we want to add
You said-
Ricky Rubio?
Oh, I didn't put it in line. Yes, Ricky Rubio. This. Are you guys serious? I really was at the house and you just. Oh God. Oh, Christina. Hey, Christina. Maybe if you answer my freaking text, that'd be pretty cool.
Keldon Johnson going to the Cavs.
Wait, where's
CJ went to Sarah's to go drop off pizza. Because apparently we didn't win any. It's fine.
We just left because we weren't paying attention. We were doing something.
Ricky Rubio.
I based on what after the Pacers trade today, they said immediately, "Hey, we have a lot of cap space, but we kind of want you to run this offense because like Darren Carlson, he's good and all, but okay, Christina. I think Ricky Rubio. I think he's going to the Pacers. I can easily see that.
Mm-hmm. That's what Vegas seems to think too. Vegas has high odds, but it's not going to happen. But I can live in a world where it might. Ricky Rubio, again, I know you're not watching this. Come to Chicago. We would love to have you run our offense, pass the ball to Zach LaVine, lob it up to Wendell Carter, dish it out to Markkanen for a 3-point buzzer beater. I'd love to see it.
I think that Ricky Rubio is a backup point guard in this league. I don't think he's a starter. So I have him going to the Hawks. I think they're going to have some money to spend, like in his pay range, and he would be a good backup
Maybe.
to Trae Young.
Oh, shit, goddamn.
Okay.
Now we have Nikola Mirotic. I think this is interesting because when he was on
Boston is treated.
what? Is that a part of that trade? If it is, that makes more sense for why we got back that first round pick. They have to buy him out.
So for those of you that don't know what's going on,
Baines wants to play. Okay, Aaron Baines got traded to the Suns. He has to be bought out because Baines wants to play for a contender. Celtics wouldn't be a bitch and just send him to the Suns for just because the Suns are what?
Yeah, he could get bought out.
get destroyed. Honest.
Damn.
I still have another full page and a half of notes.
I love Aaron Baines. All right, we got to hurry this up. Nikola Mirotic, he's interesting, so I want to get done before the first round's over. I just have him. I had the Sixers, but I don't know. He's an interesting. I think maybe he does go. He's going to go to like a Rockets, just on a mid-level exception, just to see if he could. First of all, if he could win, but he'd be perfect in that system. All he wants is to shoot. So
The Milwaukee pick is protected
1
1
through
through 7. Okay, that's cool.
unprotected in 2021.
Where do you think Nikola Mirotic is going?
So one team that has a lot of cap space but isn't really a big destination is the Kings. We've heard about Cauley Stein possibly walking, and he could play a small ball 5 for them. His youth, it fits their timeline, so I think it would be a good fit.
Yes, Aaron Baines was a part of that trade. That's why the Celtics got a pretty good pick in return.
Makes sense.
I was confused why I was just for that pick, but that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, he's not going to, but if he's willing to take an extremely small deal, I'd love to see him on the Jazz. It gives some solid shooting off the
I
bench.
think he's gonna go to one of the like Rockets.
Yeah, exactly.
One of those kind of teams because he wants to win a title.
I think the Jazz are up there. But, yeah.
But now my guy, Malcolm Brogdon, about to be a
He,
Chicago Bull.
I think the Bucks re-sign him. I don't see. Like I said, I really think they believe in this core and they're gonna do anything they can to make this core happen. So I think he just gets re-signed with Milwaukee on a pretty big deal because I think the Bulls are going to offer him a huge contract, but the Bucks will just match it.
At the very least, the Bulls are going to offer him a big contract, and it's going to screw over the Bucks financially. That's the best thing that we can do.
That's what the Nets did a couple years ago with Otto Porter.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we're going to give you this big ass contract, but if you match it, you're financially screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, we're going to take a good player from you guys. That's what the Bulls can do. Because what do the Bulls have to lose? They're not winning a championship next year.
Hey.
They can just go, hey, we're going to get a good player, but if you keep him, you're going to have to pay him a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if for some reason the Bucks don't want to pay him, which they have shown some reluctance, honestly, more than they should, but I think the Suns would be a good fit. Now, apparently the Suns don't want a point guard, judging by what they've done tonight. So maybe not, but like they've said they want a young point guard. So hey, Malcolm Brogdon.
Daniel's busy. I'll move on to another about to not be Celtic, Terry Rozier.
Oh, I'm going to go in. Hey, guess what? He's going to be on the Bulls next year. I think Danny Ainge, he loves Terry Rozier. I don't know why. I don't know what his obsession is with him. I don't love Terry Rozier. He needs to be gone from this team because he has this ego that's bigger than his shooting percentage, which is pretty low, actually. But I think the Bulls will not get what's-his-face, and they'll be like, what do we do? And they're just going to ooh. So they changed the Cavs. This is interesting. They barely do this. The Cavs changed their mind. They're like, you know what, Keldon? No, actually, we're to go with Dylan Windler. I have never heard of that guy in my
I'll agree
life.
with you. I haven't heard of him.
Nope.
Belmont.
Oh, he's their shooter out of Belmont. Yes, I know who he is. Yeah, he's just a really good shooter.
I wonder if Bol Bol will be on the board by the time we end the stream.
It's interesting.
Maybe.
I think Terry Rozier is going to the Knicks. He's hinted that that's somewhere that he might want to play in previous interviews. I think out of something with like Dennis Smith Jr. and Terry Rozier, maybe. I don't know.
I actually think he resigns with the Celtics.
After everything they've gone through?
After everything they've gone through. Because, okay, I think Kyrie's gone. I think Al Horford's gone. And I think Marcus Smart is gone. Like, Marcus
Morris.
I was going to say, hell no.
I meant Marcus Morris.
I was about to throw some fists right there.
Marcus Morris. And, like, Kyrie and Morris, those are probably some of the guys who are creating a locker room trouble. Rozier, you know, he says he's a starter in this league. Well, he can get a chance to prove it on the Celtics. Like, how many other teams are going to give him that chance? Maybe the Suns? Who knows? But I think he resigns because I think he just wants that big role. I think that's the biggest thing that this is about.
Maybe.
Conflicts.
So, Jonas Valanciunas, I just see him re-signing with the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he said when he opted out for big money, he wants to resign. I think the Grizzlies want him back too because he wasn't terrible.
He was extremely
He was pretty
efficient. He didn't put up the best numbers, but he was extremely efficient.
Yeah, I got him from the back too.
Vince Old Man Carter.
I want him to go to Toronto. They won a championship. If Kawhi resigns, they're probably going to win another one. Brooklyn is trading this pick to the Clippers. The Clippers could take Bol Bol.
That could be
They
interesting.
have like no real true centers. Montrezl Harrell is a center, but he's kind of small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. I don't see Vince Carter going to the Raptors. I don't think that he melds with the Raptors system. I think that he goes to the Magic for another team that he had like a deep playoff run with. He's rooted deep within like Magic history. I can see him going to the Magic as a solid and the Magic need wings anyway.
So the Raptors, that'd be a great story, but I don't think he'll get any playing time there, and he wants to play.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a storybook ending. I have the Mavericks. He had a good run there. I think he'll get some time there, and he can be a mentor to Doncic.
I am shocked that Bol Bol is still in Brooklyn. They said in the report earlier, there's no way he gets past Boston at 22. We're at 27. I wonder if Carson Edwards gets picked by Boston in the second round.
So did you say the Celtics have 33?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see.
If Bol Bol's there, they're taking him. But if not, I can see them like reaching for Carson Edwards. Every year they run with 3-point guards because well, the past couple of years we've had Kyrie always injured, and sometimes we're just tired of it. See, and there goes Mobile, and then
I'm not.
Clippers are playing
Mfondu.
Mifondu Kabengele.
He had some really great workouts. His draft stock rose. Yeah.
So there's that. Bobo is available for the Golden State Warriors at number 28.
But so is Kevin Porter. I
It
don't
will
know
be
which one you
interesting,
take.
and who knows? The Warriors can say, you know what? Let's go with they can go with Keldon Johnson if they want.
They do. Warriors had some really nice options.
I'm gonna
here.
do nerd things. So you guys can continue.
Okay. I'm going to move on to Isaiah Thomas, the next free agent. Also going to the Magic, who are in desperate need of a point guard.
Okay.
What do you think? Oh no, I see what's written there. I don't like it.
Celtics. Take him back. He wants you. It's perfect. IT time will come again.
If you're watching this, Isaiah, we want you. We need you. Kyrie was a terrible choice. I've always loved you. I was sick when you left. Come back, man. We love you. I also have him coming back to Boston.
James, tell him you're sorry.
Last one on our board is Marcus Morris. I have him signing with the Pacers because Morris is awesome. I don't think they're going to re-sign Thaddeus Young. They need a power forward. Morris will fit in awesome next to. Thank you, Sarah. I don't know. I think he's perfect fit for the Pacers.
I have the Knicks. They've shown interest in him, and they'll have money. Basically, it.
The Clippers aren't getting Kawhi Leonard, but they still want a 3-and-D guy, so they're going to get Marcus Morris.
All right, most likely free agent to leave. I have Kyrie Irving, because again, I don't think Boston wants him back, so I think he's still.
Yeah, Kyrie or Horford. They added there.
I have Al Horford just because he basically said it. So.
And okay, this is one of my favorites from the whole thing. One signing you're 100% sure of. I have Kyrie to the Nets.
So do I. I don't buy the whole.
I will be shocked if he's not a Brooklyn Net come July 6th.
I have Kyrie to the Nets, or I have kind of a cop-out. I have Bogdanovich to the Pacers.
Award predictions. We
Oh, yeah,
actually
yeah.
might end the stream right when the first round ends. First round has been 30 minutes long. 3 hours. Holy fuck. Shit. Bitch. MVP, it was an argument for a little bit, but I think now, the media has all decided, and it's pretty obvious it's going to be Giannis.
It's Giannis. Yep.
I think it'd be really shocking if it's not Giannis. Everyone agree?
Yes.
Rookie of the year, Trae Young made a run at the end, but everyone knows it's going to be Luka Doncic.
Doncic. Yep.
Defense player of the year, this could have an argument. I think it's going to be Rudy Gobert.
I think too.
I also have.
We are
Gobert.
not going to
Not
debate
gonna
that.
have an argument.
I think this year is going to be a pretty boring awards because it's not really a contest.
It's pretty set in stone.
This one though.
Most improved,
It's Spicy Pete's.
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal.
I also have Siakam, but are you gonna act like Russell's not in the mix there?
I think he hasn't improved to the same extent that
He's an all-star.
Ooh, the Clippers sent the Nets a 2020 first round pick from Philadelphia and the 56th pick, which is kind of a good haul for the 27th pick. I don't know what the Clippers are thinking there. For this guy, interesting. And this is a center taken before Bull.
that is very
Maybe we didn't think. Maybe NBA teams don't think Bull's physically
NBA ready. Yeah.
Maybe they think he's hurt himself and maybe he needs to go back to college to prove him. Like he's not going to not get drafted. But, Sixth Man of the Year. It's his nickname.
Lou Will.
It's Lou Williams. Coach of the Year. This is
we
where
could
I'm
have
going to
a
fight
debate.
someone. Doc Rivers is the Coach of the Year.
That's good.
I disagree. I think it's Mike Malone.
Is he even a candidate?
Yeah, it's him. Budenholzer.
Well, I have Budenholzer, so we all have someone else.
Okay, I'll give my thing. Doc Rivers had a terrible team. And not that. They found their identity halfway through, and then they traded their best player. Everyone thought they're tanking. They want their pick this year. They're going to tank and get it. They won even more without him. They pushed the Warriors with the healthy Durant, with the healthy Clay.
But it's a
Cousins-
regular season award.
No, I'm just saying. I'm adding on to this.
Okay.
He still had a good regular season. I think he won't win, but I think he deserves it. Honestly, I know he's not
Yeah.
going because of like the Bucks have the best record or like the Nuggets have the best one of the best turnarounds, but
Well, and so to piggyback off of that, that's why I think Mike Malone should get the award because of the turnaround that the Nuggets have made this year and their team style of play that ran through Jokic and could only be thought up from a guy like Mike Malone.
So before the season, we were all saying the East has 3 superpowers.
the Warriors are not taking Bol. They're taking Jordan Poole. Actually, I love Jordan Poole's game for Michigan. I saw him in the March Madness. I love his game. But Bol is still on the board for the Spurs and the Bucks. Does he
I
make
know,
it to the
but-
second round?
I know you want to end this, but you might have to keep
I'm
this
not
on to
ending
the
this until-
Celtics if Bol is
Bol.
still on the board.
Hold on. Do the Bucks take Bol if he's available and let Brook Lopez walk?
Imagine a wingspan of Bol and Giannis.
Just stand
Imagine
next to
going to the basket and you got these big ass people just doing this. That's covering the whole court. You're not allowed to move.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
dude. Oh my god.
that's possible.
Again, we've been on this for 3 hours and 10 minutes. If you're like, whoa, you guys impressed the hell out of me, be free to donate. Scroll up a little bit, Holden, put in the Venmo. You can Venmo
Here,
money.
I can put it.
Please put it in one more so you can save your fingers. You don't have to scroll up anymore. It would mean a lot to us.
That is the Venmo.
We are very poor college boys. We would love money. We worked really hard on this. I've worked a lot on the summer. I've made a lot of sheets. I made a lot of stuff. These guys prepared. It would mean the world to us. Are we done?
Oh, I want to talk about
There we go.
Budenholzer a little bit more. So in the beginning of the year, everyone is saying there's 3 superpowers in the East: Celtics, the Raptors, and the Sixers. Nobody was talking about the Bucks, and then they get 65 wins.
That's true. But I feel like that's due to Giannis, not Budenholzer.
Budenholzer's system changed.
It's true.
Giannis was not as good with who the fuck that guy was last year. Who? Something? Patino? Not Patino. Whatever the guy's name is.
Kid, and then
I forget his name.
Whoever got hired. Joe. I think Joe something. I could see Budenholzer. I think Budenholzer's system made Brook Lopez good. Made Giannis who he actually is because he can now pass the ball. And if they don't pass, they want to guard the wing. Giannis is 1-on-1. He's going to win that almost every time. Maybe. All right. I had this before, but it's been official. A player on your favorite team to be traded. I have Aaron Baines, and he did get traded. So, F in the chat.
It's funny for the Lakers because they don't have anyone to trade.
okay. Rob Pelinka, if you're watching,
Probably is. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Rob, listen to me here.
Robbie, dude.
You're done. Stop it. don't trade anyone else. You already did it. Good job. Here. Okay. You don't need it. I know you're talking about what Wagner. That's $2 million. You realize you need to have a roster this year, right? He's good. He can shoot it. He's tall. Keep everybody. Don't trade anyone. But who they are likely to trade, probably Mo Wagner first. Obviously, Bonga and the other guy I've never heard of, Mario whatever.
Mario Jones, yeah.
Jones.
So mine's a bit outdated now that the draft has happened. But before the draft had started, the Bulls there were reports that they were very aggressive in the 4th and 5th pick. And it looked like the trades that they were lining up would have them giving up Zach LaVine. That didn't happen. Thank goodness Zach LaVine is still on the team. I'm very happy for that.
We're almost done, although we're going to stay on the air until Bobo gets off this freaking board because this is actually kind of insane. Best sophomore season. I have kind of an underdog.
Yeah.
I have Miles Bridges.
Ooh, that isn't.
But that
especially
is
if
Kemba's
he
gone.
leaves. Yes.
If he stays, I can see Michael Porter having an impact. Maybe not 20 points per game, but Michael Porter.
Does that count as a sophomore season?
Oh, that wouldn't be.
That's his rookie season.
I hate that rule. I know you hate that rule. Don't even championship. No, I'm gonna stick with this guy. I think even if Kemba stays and they have the same roster, I think Bridges knows that I want to win, and he's gonna. I like his game. I think he could be a good player.
I'm taking the easy route because I just think he's that good and he's built to last, and that's Luka Doncic. I've said he was probably the most NBA ready player last year coming into the draft, and I think he'll have a long career as an all-star. I think he's the best player from that draft class, hands down.
Again, I had my answer before the draft started and before the Cavaliers drafted Darius Garland, but I had Colin Sexton.
Mm.
I really liked what he put together towards the end of the year last year. I know they were tanking. I know they were feeding him the ball, but he still showed that he was a capable 40% three-point shooter.
Bold prediction for the offseason. They've said this 20 million times. It's not going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Bradley Beal will be traded this offseason.
The
Who?
Warriors are making their selection.
I don't know, but he is going to be traded this offseason.
I have Kyrie and Kevin Durant teaming up on the Nets. And in a couple years, they're going to be atop the East.
So, bold prediction. I thought we meant like very low percentage of this happening.
That's why
Okay, so I have Klay Thompson walking and getting a max contract somewhere else. I think. I mean,
I think if he
the
goes,
Bulls would love to have
I think
him.
if he goes to the Clippers.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
And first coach to get fired, I have Billy Donovan.
I was thinking of Billy Donovan, but then I thought if they were going to do that, they probably would have done it already. I feel like what more do you need to see from him in terms of the first round exits? I'm going to take a slightly different approach and just say that the Wizards, with all their dysfunction and turmoil, they're going to have a horrible start to the year, not necessarily in fault of Scott Brooks, but I think he'll take the hit, and it's kind of overdue, honestly. Like, I'm surprised he's lasted this long after what happened last year.
Mhm.
But I think Scott Brooks is going to get fired.
I agree. I feel like Scott Brooks is going to be the first coach to get fired. I hope the Wizards bring in a GM who's competent, knows what he's doing, can rebuild this team. And the first step is getting Scott Brooks out of there.
I agree. We can. I don't know what's up.
We have one more. I think so. Reaction to the AD trades.
Oh, yeah, we have reactions to the trades.
All right, I'll go first.
Oh, will you?
I'm sorry. The Lakers got hosed. They gave up a lot for him. And they're saying there's a chance he resigns, but there's also, he is testing free agency next year. And what if this experiment goes south? What if he doesn't work well with LeBron? What if his stats take a huge toll? And I think there's a good chance he could be like, maybe I want out. Or even if he doesn't want out, LeBron's getting old. Lonzo is going to be good. I hated him because he was a Laker, but he's going to be. His dad makes it worse, but he's going to be good. Bring up Brandon Ingram. He's going to be good. He's still 21. Everyone gives him so much crap, but he still puts up decent numbers. Josh Hart is a good role player. The picks. This has the feel to a Nets Celtics trade, where these picks in the future, it seems like just throw in 24. It's whatever, no big deal. LeBron will be probably gone from the league in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And then all this stuff LeBron's going to put around him is probably to be all like it was in 2013, where they had all these scrubs trying to make a name for themselves come in, and that pick's going to be valuable. And Keldon Johnson is going to the Spurs with the 29th pick. Bull has one more pick to make it out of the first round.
And so does Kevin Porter.
Who was the second round? Brooklyn again, and Indiana, and then Boston. Interesting. Wait, did we get the 33rd pick or the 34th pick? Maybe it's the 34th.
I don't know.
Um,
What are you happy that you have Anthony Davis?
Yes, I'm happy that we have Anthony Davis. If we had If we had shipped off Kuzma, I might be not as happy as a camper. But I mean, I think he resigns. Like, you don't want what happened last year with Paul George to happen, or 2 years ago, whatever, where he goes somewhere else and decides he likes it there. Like, you've got LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like, sure, the rest of your roster is not filled out, but you can work with it. And for the Pelicans, that's a great trade. They're in a great position. We've been talking about all night, basically.
So here's what I want to talk about. Is I want to talk about now the intangibles of the Lakers. Anthony Davis has been the leader of his team since he came into the league as a rookie, and now he's handing over the reins of a team to LeBron James. Will he do well in that system? Is he going to be a second option behind LeBron? How is he going to like that? And with that, will he stay an extra year? I remember when I was a young boy, and the Kawhi Leonard trade was. We were all wondering, like, why would you give up DeMar DeRozan for a 1-year rental?
Cavs are trading for the 30th pick and selecting Kevin Porter. Bol did not get picked in the first round. Boston has the 33rd pick. I don't think Brooklyn takes them. I don't think, who is it? Cleveland after?
Nets, Pacers.
I don't know. Pacers.
Pacers might. No,
Yeah,
because
that was
dropped
the-
Gobert.
traded it.
That was the Suns pick that they traded. So, no, because the Pacers just picked a center.
Yeah, the Pacers picked Goga.
And Nets don't need a center. I
He
mean,
could go to Boston.
And we were talking about, are they going to take him at 14?
I know.
14 or 15. And
It's just weird to me because the reports out were he's not getting past 2020. I mean, the 22nd pick. And he's out of the first round. This is kind of an incredible development. The trades haven't been that amazing. The only player traded tonight has been Aaron Baines, which it's kind of like last year where we all thought, holy crap, who was it last year? Like, we thought Kawhi was going to get traded during the draft. We thought all these people were going to get traded, and
John
no one
Wall,
got
Bradley
traded.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we thought, holy crap, there's so many people. There's no way all these people stay. So
The Cavs sent 4 second-round picks in cash for number 30.
the
So
Cavs do have a lot of picks, so I can see why they did that, but that's a lot. They must really like
Kevin
who is it?
Porter,
They must really be high.
right?
He can make a name for himself.
This could be like the next like Draymond Green story where he like names everyone drafted above him and becomes like an NBA star.
He was a lot higher before he got into his off the court issues.
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at the other big trade. Mike Conley. You've stated your opinion quite a lot. I'll state mine. I love this trade for the Jazz. I don't think anyone really. The Grizzlies got good picks back. Grayson Allen's an interesting one. Crowder can give you that grit and grind. Korver's probably going to get waived. Conley brings that thing Utah has needed these past 2 years against Houston. A point guard who can make a wide open three. Rubio, I love Rubio. He's a great point guard. He can pass, but he cannot shoot. Conley put up 21 points per game last year. Rubio put up, I think, like 11 or 12, something like that. It sounds like, oh, yeah, he was on the Grizzlies, a terrible Grizzlies team, but every year Conley puts up at least like 17 to 21 points per game. He can take the pressure off Mitchell. He can guard the number one guard on the other team. When Mitchell, as you've seen, sometimes Mitchell in the playoffs puts up like a 1 for 13
Yeah.
fourth quarter. He just tries to take over. The trades, the Sixers, just kidding, just when you said the Sixers are trading Jonathan Simmons in the 42nd pick to the Washington Wizards.
But that's 42nd. That's a long ways away.
That does clear about, I want to say I think it's like $7 million in cap for the Sixers.
Yeah.
And the Wizards, I don't know why they need Jonathan Simmons.
Who's their backup shooting guard?
I don't know the team.
I can't think. Yeah. Because he could be a solid backup shooting guard, I think.
76ers receive it. There it is. Receive additional cap space. Interest.
Troy Brown.
He's 19 though, but he's a project for them.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So I've
Yeah.
said this before that I think this makes the Jazz contenders. If Mitchell can keep improving, and for the Grizzlies, I like it. It's time to go young again. You got Crowder, who isn't too young, and also Grayson Allen.
How long do you give the Grizzlies to make the playoffs?
A long time, unless they draft really well.
I give him 4 years.
I don't think a long time.
Well, yeah, I'm like 4, 5, 6 years.
I say at the most 3 years.
Because everyone else in the Western Conference seemingly is like building a team, right? Like the Warriors could come back healthy, the Jazz are coming up, the Rockets could do something, the Blazers if Nasir Little works out, right? And it's like the Grizzlies I just feel like they're a step behind everyone else.
You guys are still watching. That's kind of cool.
That's
Yeah,
kind
thank
of
you.
dope.
Thank you guys.
It's
really
been
cool.
3 hours, like 3.5 hours.
We're just waiting for this really tall guy to get traded. Same old, same old.
Same old, same old.
So where do you think this puts the Jazz, Holden?
Of course I'm biased because I want
Are the
Jazz
Jazz
to-
better than the Rockets and the Nuggets?
If they don't make any other moves this offseason, yes.
I think they're better than the Rockets. I think they're right on the same tier with the Nuggets.
So I just want to point out this little tidbit from Adrian Wojnarowski. Oh, actually, Bobby Marks. The Celtics, as of right now, because of that Baines trade, have $25 million in cap, but that is including the Terry Rozier cap hold. If the Celtics realize I don't want Rozier, that goes to $34 million, which is enough for a max contract. There have been rumblings they might go after D'Angelo Russell, might go after Julius Randle, might go after Nikola Vucevic. There's also things where they can. 31 is on the trade block by Brooklyn. They could also be that one cap space team, like the one that here trade me your bad contract,
yeah.
but give us a first round pick in return.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they don't do that because that's kind of rebuilding again. And Tatum is really close to entering his prime. Brown is on a contract year, so I'm very confident he's gonna have a great year. I trust Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
As mad as I got,
Yeah, it didn't sound like you trusted him.
he did
15
end up
minutes
trading
ago.
that pick for a good pick that should be in the same range next year, but another first round pick that they could trade again and again and again until it gets. And they got rid of that $5 million that they wanted to. He has a plan. He does this every year. Celtics fans think they know what he's doing, and he doesn't. And he always does the stupidest thing we always think, and then it turns out to work.
Mhm.
Like some people thought Jaylen Brown was a terrible pick, and he's not the best, but he's not terrible. How long do you think the Chicago Bulls are going to take to be in the playoffs?
If we really wanted to and we're done tanking, we could do it this year. I believe it. Because you got to remember, we didn't have a lot of healthy people, right? Wendell Carter was out for a really long time. Markkanen was out for a long time, and the second half of the year we had Ryan Arcidiacono starting. Right? It's simply because we were trying to lose games. Now I think it's solidified that if you're trying to lose games, that tanking doesn't work anymore, right? We tried that. We were supposed to get the third or fourth pick. We got the seventh pick. All right, it's fine, but it's if the Bulls can put their mindset on making the playoffs, we can do it. I feel like a dumb infomercial.
I give them a good 5 years, I think. I don't
That
think
long?
they're close, honestly.
I think you oversell them.
Good night, Andrew. By the way.
Levine can't play defense. Kobe White is not going to help him that much. Terry Rozier, if he goes, good luck. He's going to shoot under 40%. He's going to be terrible. Otto Porter, he's good, but he can also be gone pretty soon in 2 years. Markkinen, he's solid. Bonaparte Jr., he needs to prove he can stay healthy. He had one bad year. Maybe that's just the only one. But bench, you have nobody. Just a bunch of people trying to make a name for themselves.
See, I feel like there goes Kevin Porter to the Bucks.
Unless you have an all-star like a LeBron on your team, your bench matters. You don't have that one guy who's going to carry you to wins.
I mean, your bench still matters.
We had guys that during our tank lineup, we had like Walt Lemon Jr. He was really solid, putting up 20 a game while we were losing. He's solid off the bench, but you're right. We need to fix something, and that could be in our upcoming drafts.
You know what, Holden?
Hello, Joey Schultz. Thank you for tuning in. I remember you were one of my first followers on this account. Thank you for tuning in.
I've been there, and trust me, some guys you get excited about, it turns out they're not really that good when it comes to winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got excited about guys like Dwight Bayetz, Ryan Kelly, Jordan Clarkson.
Right.
They sounded really good at the time, but
This is interesting. We're going into the second round now. Kevin Porter Jr. finally made it out of the first, but Bol Bol is still not. Brooklyn's trying to trade this pick.
you want to.
He's just changing it to.
Mark Tatum.
Yeah.
Woo! Mark Tatum. Everyone's favorite.
I feel this has gone on for a really long time.
Good one. Let's just make a mess in this house. Why don't you?
By the way, CJ, if you still have that pizza,
He and Sarah probably ate it all the time.
I know. he's not like
I would. I told you thank you.
I didn't.
I'm hungry, CJ. I really appreciate
I
you.
have like 2 pizzas.
You're a good friend. There's 3 more picks, Holden. Hey, last year we were like 15 minutes more than this.
True. Let's see if we can tie it.
Let's beat it.
Woo!
Wait, go on the channel. See how long the last year's was. Let's beat it.
It was 3-4.
Yeah, I think he's right. It was 348. Record high, 10 people watching the stream.
Woo! What? Oh shit! Although it's 3 hours later. Thank you. You've reached the bad part of the stream. We're waiting for Bol Bol to get selected. Maybe you are too. Maybe that's why you're tuned in. Yeah, we've said everything we needed to say.
It's okay, CJ. I still love you.
What do you say?
Should have eaten it when I was there.
Shout out to Susan
Yeah,
for
Susan.
watching this.
I don't know who Susan is.
That is
Sarah's
Sarah's
mom.
mother.
Oh, thank you, Susan.
Susan's a real one. Oh,
Susan, what?
So yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. is officially, well, not officially, but he's going to the Cavs.
mhm.
And the Nets
The Nets are trying to trade this pick, but I'm not hearing any words.
have not yet traded.
So you had some questions about some of the other draft prospects earlier in the lottery that you didn't get a chance to ask. Want to ask them? I have.
I don't even remember what happened, honestly. It's so long ago.
Well, so-
we've been on this for a long time.
DeAndre Hunter was drafted at 4
Alright, yes.
to the Hawks. Darius Garland to the Cavs.
Oh, there we go. Joey asked, who are we going to get in free agency? My dream would be like a Julius Randle or D'Angelo Russell. I think most likely, knowing Ainge, I don't know what I can see us probably like getting a Beverly. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, because there were strong reports that Beverly was going to go to Chicago.
Yeah, but they offered him the deal first.
All right then.
He said like whoever offers me like an amazing deal first, I'm not even gonna wait for the others. I
I
don't
think
know.
you should focus on IT. It's just me.
I think there's a good chance Isaiah Thomas comes back. Will he play his starting minutes? No, but
In no
he
way.
might be a bench piece for us. Worst case scenario, he's probably just like, and maybe he doesn't want to come because I think Celtics are embracing this youth movement that maybe they don't want like a 31-year-old person just hogging minutes from the potential Romeo Langford if they want to play him at the one. Marcus Smart they want to play him at the one.
Maybe.
I know for a fact they're going to get a center or a point guard in free agency. As of right now, our center is Robert Williams.
What a dog. He's not even a true
Hopefully,
center.
Bol.
I see him as a power forward. Okay, keep going.
Hopefully, Bol. If not, we got Vucevic.
Well, you don't got him. You still got to get him.
I'm saying available.
It's possible that you could get him.
Who else we got? Boogie, but I would probably cry myself to sleep if we get Marcus Cousins. Marcus always opening in. Jones Valanciunas, that's kind of a waste of money. I cannot seriously. Low key be down for a bunch of supporting players rather than the superstar. Yeah, I think that's what Ainge is going to do. He's going to, like we did a couple years ago with Amir Johnson and Jonas Jerebko, probably to pay him a heavy like 1-year deal with a team option or 2-year deal with a team option maybe, just to fill up the cap to maybe make a run at Anthony Davis next summer. Although it is a Jaylen Brown extension next summer, so it could just be an extension waiting for Jaylen Brown. I don't know. Again, like I said earlier, Ainge does whatever the hell he wants. He drafts whoever the hell he wants when we don't even expect it. I didn't expect Romeo Langford coming to the Celtics. I didn't expect Grant Williams coming to the Celtics. He's going to do what he thinks is best for the team. Sometimes it bites us in the ass, and then people get all salty at Ainge, but I trust him. Let's do this since he asked about Celtics. What do you think your Lakers are going to do for the rest of the offseason?
I don't know. Something stupid. I don't know. I really hope that they don't try to go after someone big. I know I said we should get Vucevic, and don't get me wrong, I'd love to have Vucevic, but I'd also like to have a roster and maybe some people who could shoot. Danny Green, JJ Redick, Mirotic, guys like that. We need shooters. That's what I hope we do, is get some shooters on $5 to $10 million contracts. But if the Lakers do what they said they were going to do, they'll spend most of their money in one place and then fill it out with a bunch of second-round picks, which, by the way, they still haven't bought any second-round picks,
That's true.
or undrafted guys.
Yeah.
How about you? What are the Bulls doing?
What are the Bulls doing? I have the same question. So, the Bulls sort of have their starting 5 set. So I feel like the big move that we would make this year is with Malcolm Brogdon. We offer Malcolm Brogdon that 4-year, $80 million contract. The Bucks are put in a really tough position financially, whether to match it or not. If they don't match it, we get a guy who can guard multiple positions. We could run like a 3-point guard sort of lineup with Brogdon, Kobe White, and Chris Dunn. That could happen. Bring Chris Dunn in for defense. That's best case scenario for the Bulls. We're not going to draft any big free agents.
All right, thank you, Joey, for tuning in. Have a nice night.
Bye,
And
Joey.
for the last time, if you want to donate, Holden put up the thing. It's Christina Roma 1 on Venmo. It would mean the world to us if you could. We're gonna end the stream after the Celtics 33rd pick. Hopefully it'll be Bol Bol. Hopefully Bol Bol gets picked now. It's been very quiet. They're taking a long time to switch over the second round. A stupid amount of time. They're showing a graphic of the second round players who have been stars and good players in the league.
They're always out there.
What was it? Draymond Green was taken at 32, 33?
Mhm.
They're just talking about Ginobili and Jokic taking it 41.
Isaiah Thomas at 60.
I
I think it's still going to be a fun off season.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Even if
not
people
a lot.
resign, because when people resign, teams like the Knicks are gonna be like, "Holy crap, we struck out. What are we doing?"
Yeah.
And they've admitted they're like, "Okay, we're not gonna pay max money to like Julius Randle or Chris Middleton. No second tier. It's either
That's me.
It's either we're getting KD, Kevin, Kawhi, or because they want. The funny thing, and it's the most Nick thing, they think they're gonna get Kawhi. They think they're gonna score a meeting with him. Which, if I'm Kawhi, why would I go from NBA champs to a team that was the worst in the league that has terrible supporting cast? What can the Knicks? Oh, it's a big market. Okay, what have you done in the past 20, 30 years? Like, one playoff series. That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
No matter what the Celtics do, I just know we're better than the Knicks, and that's all that matters in my heart.
The second round is about to get underway.
Another fun topic, maybe, are the Pelicans in the playoffs next year?
Next year, no. I think they need at least 1 year to develop their guys, figure out what system they want to run, figure out exactly what their starting lineup should be.
I think they might sneak into the 8th seed. I think it's about like 50-50, but they need some time. I still think they're
I
in
think at the very best they.
Brooklyn's
And
selecting Nicholas
Bull
Claxton.
is not getting picks 31. They're picking Nicholas Claxton.
But this doesn't make sense either for the Nets because didn't they already draft the center out of Florida State? The Mfungu.
So I don't think who is this? The Pacers, because the Pacers already drafted a center. I don't think they take Bull. Does Boston say we came in saying I don't want 3 rookies?
Do they take?
But if Bull's there, who they thought they could probably get at 14, 20, and 22, it'd be kind of dumb to pass up on it.
Yeah, every other
They
team has
need a
done it.
center,
Every other team has passed up on him.
But
Well-
Boston had him on their list.
and they need they like
Boston
And now we
passed
just
up on
traded
him.
our center. Right now we have one center
Boston passed up on him 3 times.
because they had a better player on the board. This is the second round of a first round play.
You were just complaining that Romeo Langford was taken.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have, Bol Bol or Romeo?
Right.
You're confusing me.
I want Bobo as a fan, like just seeing Bobo play.
Oh, okay.
Langford, Stevens, and all the Celtics media know he's going to be good. He's had one bad year. He's a scorer, and we need a scorer.
Well, but to be fair, that 1 year was against the best competition he's played against in Indiana. It's still, I'm just letting you know.
like at this point, it's actually a really good move to take Bull.
I can
Like,
also see
you know.
them taking Carson Edwards. If it's not Edwards or Bull, I will kind of cry. If we trade the pick, okay. But yes, this draft will end, and we might actually tie last year's thing.
I think it's going to be longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
already
Mark
longer.
Tatum is coming to the
Let's
right
hear
here.
Mark Tatum's voice.
Yes.
Brooklyn, it's always great to be back here in my hometown.
Shut up, you.
Welcome to the second round, and let's continue to embrace the next generation
Let's do it.
of NBA players.
I'm ready for it.
With the 31st pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Nicholas Claxton from the University of Georgia.
So
Shut up,
they
him.
were talking about trading the pick, but Adrian Wojnarowski just reported they want to keep this guy.
But he's not going to play minutes.
It is a second round pick. I'm supposed to put minutes.
Well, but I would rather draft a guy that would. Like Carson Edwards. Carson Edwards would be a great backup point guard for the Nets.
Have you not heard of this guy named Spencer Dinwiddie?
To slide him over to the shooting guard.
Have you not heard of this guy called Karis LeVert?
Slide him over to the 3. He'll make room.
I think I'll buy myself a Bull jersey. To get Bobo. Wait, no, I have to buy the wrong
You
one.
gotta buy a Langford jersey. Because we got 13 likes on this video.
I know, that's so much, bro. Thank you, guys. I think I got 1 or 2 from last year.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't think we ever had 10 or 11 people in the same chat. And no.
They were talking about Nick Claxton, yeah.
3.1 blocks per 40 minutes left. So the 32nd pick, is it really the Suns?
No, it's the Pacers.
It's the Pacers.
They're gonna. I want to see the draft board. I'm not showing you. Well, knowing these guys, they're taking another shooting guard. No, they're not. They should take maybe they should take a Carson Edwards.
Maybe.
But they do have Aaron Holiday, and I know they really believe in him.
No, there were reports that they were trying to trade him today.
Is he a Pacer right now?
Aaron Holiday?
Is he a Pacer?
Is he not?
Is he a Pacer at this moment?
Which team is he on?
I'm asking, is he a Pacer at this moment? I'm
I
asking a
think,
question.
I think the answer is yes.
I think he is.
Yeah,
Why are you trying to
they're not trading him.
Oh, I get your point. Okay. There were Well, no. So my point is clearly they don't believe in him that much. If he was on the trade block 3 hours ago,
I can see Celtics taking Daniel Gafford. Oh, they traded the pick to Miami for 3 second round. Why are the prices for these late round picks so much? The Cavs paid up 4, and now the Heat are giving up 3. I know the Heat have. I've done a thing on Google Sheet on every single team. The Heat have barely any picks recently.
Miami is taking KZ Okpala.
Bobo's available at the Celtics at number 33. Holy fucking shit.
Like side note, Miami just got the next Draymond Green. You heard it here first. Okpala he's a guy that came into this draft just like being able to do everything. And there he is, going to the Heat.
Also, I know probably all you guys are fans. Friends, not fans. But thank you guys for the support you guys have shown today. I've gained 2,000 followers since the beginning of 2019. Thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to be active all off-season long. You can follow me on Instagram. I will probably spam, so if you're not a fan of sports, you probably don't want to follow it. But thank you guys. This came from just a random account to actually being something that I care about. Hopefully we do this next year, and the year after, and the year after. And hopefully we get to a point where it's not off of a Chromebook on the last minute because our stupid real camera wouldn't let us record. Thank Ben and Holden for coming, for contributing. They're going to start a new chapter in their lives, so am I. But we'll always do this, hopefully. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for your support. I was actually kind of shocked. I kind of thought we were going to have like 3 people watch, like Amanda, Sarah, and like my email. But you guys came out. There's kind of a lot of you. It really meant a lot. So thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying with us for almost 4 hours.
True.
Yeah.
The ones who've watched since the first minute, you guys are real ones.
Real
It's kinda
ones.
cool.
Actually, though.
Thank you.
Look at Watch's beautiful face. Just look at how it glimmers in the light.
Watch is a beautiful. I don't look like him. Okay, now any second they should.
Thank you, Nick.
They
Shout out
be
you.
Giving us,
40 seconds.
Amanda, don't cry.
What'd she say?
It's okay. You can cry.
Oh, just say the pick. Unless they're probably trying to trade it. Let's trade it for more future picks. Let's go.
You traded the pick for 5 picks in the 2019 draft. No, but that's. Oh wait, no, just kidding. I lied.
The clock's almost there. Someone got to it. I don't know.
And thanks to Daniel for having us on here.
Thank you,
It's
Daniel.
been fun.
I know very little about basketball, but I'm happy to be here.
We can tell by your takes.
I don't know.
Pick is in. No, it's not.
Well, he's the college guy though. I don't know anything about college
Me
basketball.
neither. I kind of just looked up stats last second.
Mm-hmm.
Totally wing it. Hence my mock draft being 100% wrong. But it's okay.
F's in the chat.
I think we did pretty well.
I got the top 4 right, and that's it. Everyone else was wrong.
Well, because I changed my mock draft a lot at the end, and I just changed.
Wasn't
it.
even drafted first round. Wasn't even drafted in the lottery. Wasn't drafted lottery. Wasn't drafted. Wait, what was he? Yeah, I think he was.
Who?
Yeah,
Drafted in the lottery. Not even first round.
Yeah, Washington.
The rest were kind of close. Oh, I got the Bulls right. Oh, that was.
Oh, you had Bull to the week.
No, that was when I first made it a couple weeks ago.
But still.
Yeah.
It shows like a lot of people had him going top 10.
Bro, can they just announce this fucking pick? Can we end the stream, please?
Oh, we're about to hit 350.
Oh, we beat it.
We beat our last
And we
time.
started actually on. Yeah, see, there it is. Yeah, Celtics are going to buy out Aaron Baines. I mean, the Suns are going to buy out Aaron Baines. Which made a lot of sense. There's no reason for him to be on the Suns.
Yeah, they don't really need him.
He wants to go to a contender. I can see him going. Honestly, I can see him going to like a Warriors. Now they don't have Boogie,
Aaron Baines
and
on
they
the
probably
Warriors.
lose Kevin
Yeah.
Looney. Kevin Looney's going to want a lot of money.
Mhm.
You think?
I know.
All right, Anna. The pick is in.
Mark Tatum.
Please be
Here we go.
Bobo. Please be Bobo.
With the 33rd pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Carson Edwards.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take
That's
that.
pretty solid. The Bull is still on the board.
Interesting seeing how far Bobo goes down the thing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are the best. Yeah, fuck, my phone won't go in my pocket. Yeah, logging out. This is Daniel, Holden, Ben. Thank you guys very much. Peace.
See you later, knuckleheads.